Welcome everybody back to another Saturday Film Club with everybody here. I'm getting a bit nasally and I feel a bit cold, but you two, how are you two guys going? Except for being late. They were late, just to let you know.
I was late. I had technical difficulties, but otherwise I'm fine and I don't have a cold. Jay, you had technical difficulties too.
Yes, I was also late. I also blame my PC and I'm doing pretty well. Can't complain.
There we go. There we go. But everybody's here. Daryl's here. Viper's got some rumours already. Apparently, Hitler has only got one ball. No, it's not true. He has four.
He has four, apparently.
And do you know what, Viper? I'm very disappointed in you as an Englishman. He didn't correct the word rumour.
Is that not a good word? Oh, is it spelled wrong?
It's spelled wrong.
You guys added extra? Okay, right.
The correct U.
O-U-R?
Yeah, a useless U. That's why it's a U. Useless.
No, it's not. Then explain. Why did you on every single word, then glamour? Explain the word glamour to me.
That's a point.
You know?
There you go. Why F around with all those different words, and then you went, no. Just
still
to go
aluminum,
and
not
spite
aluminium,
you. And spite you.
Maybe they just needed a little extra help with the pronunciation of that one. They had to leave it in there to get it right.
Just a little bit. But we got some fun facts as well. Then Daryl comes in with a hell of a fun fact, as usual. We're going to get some more, I'm going to guess. Let that one go in there. So, yes, we've got... And if anybody doesn't know what we are talking about, we're not talking about the part. I think we're going to call... Just to make it sensible, we can't do it for YouTube, so we're just going to call them the party. I think that'd be right.
Yeah.
The party.
I would.
Just at least for the first few minutes of the stream. And
it doesn't count anymore. That doesn't count anymore.
Oh, that doesn't count anymore. That's not a problem?
Yeah. So it doesn't. It's they progressively go throughout the whole stream. So yeah.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Do they not like worry about that in the first?
No, it's now.
Or now it's just like you got to worry about it the whole video.
Yeah, it's now.
Oh, that's even worse. I thought it was possibly a case of they're just not worried about it at all anymore. Do whatever you want.
No, it used to be 5 minutes.
Should have known better than it being that.
Yeah, now they've gone no. But I think you can get away with it in certain occasions when you're talking history or reviews. And of course, we are doing a review of Jay's original pick that ended up going on the wild card wheel, and it come out with the writer of this, and I'm going to butcher his name so many times, Taika Waititi. I'm going to go for
Taika Waititi. I think.
Is it Taika? I see. I've heard it so many times, and even when he does it, I don't know if he does it when he's like takes the piss. This is how I pronounce it. I don't know, but we're going to butcher it. And lucky enough, he's Adolf in this.
He is the Führer. Yes.
Yes.
We'll just call him Adolf. Yeah, that'll be helpful.
Now, Jay, you had this on the wheel. You took it off the wheel. You could have picked off any of his movies. Why Jojo Rabbit?
Honestly, it's just such a good movie to me. I don't want to spoil my thoughts of it later, but because this is one I put on the list, I think that's fairly clear that I enjoy this one. But it's to me my favorite of his bunch. In fairness, I haven't seen all his movies. I think I've only really seen. Honestly, I've really only seen a couple. I've seen this, The Wilder People, and Thor Ragnarok. And I'm trying to think if there's maybe something else of his I've seen. I didn't see the second Thor because I didn't want to. So really, I've only seen a few of his movies. And I do genuinely like those ones that I've seen. But this one, to me, stands out above the other two. I would say The Hunt for the Wilder People?
Hunt for the Wilder People.
I think that one is probably his second best next to this one.
Yeah. I remember him for What You Do in the Shadows. That's what I remember him from.
Oh yeah,
That was like
that, yeah.
TV and
Mhm.
movie, wasn't it? And then he had some good little B ones, and that's it. But
He was originally,
Now-
I think he was actually in the, I might be wrong, I don't want to misspeak, but I want to say he was in the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie as like a side character.
Ooh, I would
think
have
that was
to
the
watch
first
that
time I had
again.
ever seen him. Let me
So
look
it
up
does
just-
pop
Is he
up as
one
weird
that
ones. I'm
puts
just
himself
looking at.
in? Because see, I didn't realize until watching the film this time that was him, because I think I'd seen the film like, oh, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, and I didn't even know who Taika Waititi was, so I didn't realize that was him playing Adolf. Is he someone who puts himself into his?
He's in all his movies. I think.
Is
yeah, I
he?
don't know.
Okay, he's
I
like
haven't
a-
seen enough, so I can't say all, but I know he put himself in Thor as that like
Yeah.
rock creature thing. So I remember,
Okay,
and it was him in Green Lantern. I just double checked now to make sure I'm not wrong. Yeah, he was in
No.
Green Lantern as well. But
I can't
he
remember a
definitely,
movie
I
that
think,
he's
is
not been in when he
yeah.
either written or produced it.
I have
He
to
always
look at his
normally sticks himself
filmography.
in.
Yeah.
Now,
I remember he was in that Free Guy movie with Ryan Reynolds too. I think. I'm not sure if he had anything to do with the writing or anything like that.
oh yeah,
I'd
he
have
was
to
in
check.
that. Yeah, he was the baddie guy, wasn't he? In that.
Yeah. hmm
Now, I thought I had watched this, so this is different. I watched some of it, and then me and my girlfriend realised we stopped at one point, and we can't remember why. But I hadn't watched all this in entirety, so I was like, I remember this, and then I was like, you know what? I don't remember how this ends. It's because I never finished up watching it. So interesting of why. I don't know why. Doesn't change my thoughts about the movie. But I don't know why we didn't ever watch it, and we can't remember why. So that's it. So this is the movie, 50, not even 50, 30% watched previously. Don't know why. Yeah, so because this got a good little buzzer in the UK, and I'm going to be interested in numbers only because of that poster there, and it says there in selected theatres. So I don't know if it got a good theatre thing, but I know it got a claim later, mostly by the critics, of course, and I think most fans who liked it as well. But yeah, so we're gonna have a little fun. But chat, let's do this. Let's get that off.
and may I just say to start, there is a book. And
Oh
so
yes, I was going to say yes. So did you read it? It's called.
I did read
Chasing
it.
something. Is it Chasing?
It's called Caging Skies.
Caging. That's it.
And I will pop in here and there. I'll just say flat out, it is significantly different from the film. I had no idea because I had seen the film first. I had no idea how different it was. So I'll be chiming in here and there. I'll try not to derail the conversation, but I'll just say it is a significantly different story in tone and everything.
It's
So.
not a satire, then I'm guessing.
Not a satire, not
Ah.
absurdist. It is brutal. I'm just going to use the
Okay.
word. It is a brutal novel.
Mm. There you go. Who's it written by?
Christine Luyens.
Anything else? Well,
Nope.
when was the book written? There we go. Last that.
2004.
Okay, that's quite late. That's our later books
is.
then. Because
It's
when we get
quite
like the
yeah.
book, so they're like 2 years or a year, and then they get signed up. Quick, get it released.
And in reality, I mean, it just shows it. They didn't just take the book and turn it into film because it is so significantly different from the book. So yeah, I mean, I would have expected a little more time. Not. I'm gonna guess, and I haven't looked at. Okay, how did Taika Waititi find this? But it seems like something maybe he had in the back of his mind, and who knows? So we'll. But let's talk about the film, and I'll try not to derail too much.
That's it. But we get meet old Jojo, Johannes, isn't it? I think he's real name is.
Johannes. Yes.
Johannes, yes. So, but Jojo.
And we're in Austria. We're in Vienna. We're in Austria.
I thought it was a made-up place.
Oh, okay. See, this is where my bad.
Ah.
In the book, we're in Vienna. We're in smack
No,
dab
it's
in the center
it's like
of.
Frank
Vienna.
Ferton or something like that. He's taking the piss, isn't it? It's just a made-up village.
Okay.
So that's it. But in his smart youth, the party youth outfit, where I like this opening scene. It's quite like he's I looked at his filmography, the kid, and I was like, because he plays I'm gonna put it out there. He plays it quite well.
Does
and
a
I was
great
like,
job.
and
Yeah,
I
he's
was
very
like,
good.
What's he done? Like hasn't done anything. I was like, he's gonna, have done some bits, but yeah, nothing. Absolutely, I don't know if
His
you like one of
name
those
is
ones when
Roman Griffin Davis, and
Is
yeah,
he
he's
Welsh?
only been
That's a
in 2
Welsh
films.
name.
Well, no, he's been in a few films. Where
yeah,
is
but
he
not. You would
from?
think he'd have been like, after,
He is
like the one like he's in what Greenland, the number 2, isn't he? With I forgot their names.
and he received a Golden Globe nomination for this performance, which I
Gerard
agree.
Butler. That's it.
He was only 11 years old. Wow.
In this, he's supposed to be 10. So they didn't change it much.
Yeah, no, he did great.
But yeah, I like this where he's doing like a reciting. I'm guessing their
little pledge.
little pledge, and then we kind of get our first glimpse of Adolf, who is his imaginary friend. So it's quite, and I like it because the satire comes really good. I don't mind
It does.
Taika play on that.
I think
because
he did
plays
great.
it so it's so over the top and bad acting. It kind of works with the character you're taking the piss out of, so it does actually kind of work. And their interaction with each other throughout the movie is quite clever. I must say that. As the who do you want as your imaginary friend? Yeah, let's have Adolf Hitler. It's a good one.
So I must point out the first glaring difference with the book. This character does not exist in the book.
Okay.
There's no imaginary friend. So the book.
But it's there to give the comedy part of this, isn't it?
It is. And I think what, it's also like in the film, he doesn't have a father, but in the book he does. So
Really?
this is also kind of his father figure. So maybe, that's what they're playing on in the film.
So I think it's good. I think it sets it up. I think it sets the tone straight away. What you're going to get.
For sure.
You kind of get, like, if they just had in a pledge and then going off. I think having this, and it's a bit absurd. Like, his imaginary friend is the the leader like that. So, and yeah, I think they're just their interactions, and then they're
just the goofy behavior. It's just it is
what a 10-year-old would do.
Good satire.
Yeah, the 10-year-old having a little dance, and then we're getting him, and it's good. Like, you get that with Elsa. Is it later? Is when she says you're not a the N word. She because like even this, like, you just want to be doing what your mates are doing. They're doing that, and he's still a kid, and he's running around having a bit of fun, being silly, and then we kind of get into and I this opening. I forgot how much I like this opening.
Yeah, it is.
And it plays it. This is a movie because it's not, and we've had it, and we've spoken about it, I suppose, where the music doesn't fit the time period, but because they're taking the piss, the 60s, 70s music they have in this, I think there might have been a couple of late ones, fit because it's so like swinging and happy and joyful. Like they have like a lot of the Beatles. I think this like are making out like they're.
Like the whole stars. Beatles coming to America and a gag. It's clever.
Brilliant, and it's funny because you're watching it, you go, but it's serious. Like what you're watching, I think the movie does it quite well throughout. Is like you're showing a serious aspect of the war, of course, but you're also doing it in a way you're seriously taking the piss out of people, and I think that's good. Like look at you thinking on your pedestal, and I think the director. I did that right, and of course he plays him like a buffoon as well. So I think that's good. But in the buffoon of a way of a 10-year-old would actually think that's the leader. And then we get his best friend. Oh, what was his best friend called?
Yorkie.
He's Yorkie here, and in the book he's Kippy. So he does have a best friend in the youth organization whose name is Kippy.
Oh, yeah, this kid's funny.
This actor, I thought he did a tremendous job too. There were some really
I put it in there.
complex.
I want to cuddle. I'm going to go home to my mum.
Yeah.
Go to my mum.
He's got some of the funniest dialogue in the movie, and he delivers
plays
it so
straight,
well.
Though. He's like
just
man.
it's like that deadpan kind of delivery. And he just you have to be impressed by the acting skill of these kids in this movie. They're really like above what their age should be in terms of acting skill. It's remarkable.
Yeah, and he
And
also
then
delivers some really long, like really some long segments, and he's talking fast, and I think he did a tremendous
Mhm.
tremendous job.
Absolutely, absolutely.
and then we get Sam Rockwell. Um, I, he pulls the movie for me a little bit. I like that. He's
I
such
like
a
Sam
great
Rockwell a
actor.
lot.
He does such a good job in this.
Mhm.
He's like he hasn't got things, but what the roles he like because he's so good. He's just like, oh, you've elevated everyone, and he's captain. I can't remember the captain's name, but
I can't remember.
he's been blinded in one eye, so he can't be on the front line. So he's now in charge of the youth program,
Kids.
of the kids with, and I don't care. I just hate Rebel Wilson.
I do
she's
too. I can't
awful.
stand
You
her.
know,
I like
I-
Alfie
when
Allen
she's
though.
like that.
I could kind of take her or leave her. Like she doesn't bother me a lot.
She doesn't bother me. I'm just like, you're pointless. But
Well, yeah,
not
I mean,
funny.
I guess I should say in that sense, like when they usually try to use her in like comedic roles, I'm usually like, you're not very funny, but like whatever. Some people think you're
Yeah.
funny.
But this
I
is
will
when she
say
was
though,
playing
in this case, I
the
felt like
fat
I liked her.
blonde, wasn't she? She had that period when now she's really skinny. She was playing that kind of I'm going to trope to that fat blonde Australian, isn't it?
A
Now
lot of
she's
like,
going-
well,
and it's
yeah,
just
there was a lot of
okay.
that, like her and Amy Schumer. I feel like had a lot of similar
Yes.
humor where it was
Yeah.
very like typecasted into what they were doing. That it just got old for me, and I was never a real big fan of it in the first place. But there are times where I think she kind of fits something all right, and I actually think she fits this and plays this role better than most times you see her, where she's really not really bringing
Lucky
much
she didn't get
comedic
enough
value.
lines. Yeah, because when she does it, it's like okay. I'm guessing you're trying to be funny.
Like even just some of the secretary scenes between her and Sam Rockwell when she's just like bringing over the supplies and the weapon for the kid. Like it's there's like those little bits I think she does well in. So I think there's times where
yeah.
she can fit into something fairly well.
Yeah, she's like the C actor in this whole movie, though, isn't she? She's like, okay, you're the bit part. But
Yeah.
But we get Rockwell, and I love that. I just like his delivery on this. He's just like, this is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be, like kind of like what you're going to be with the knife, but don't stab. It's like you're going to be shooting, you're blowing up things, and this is your knife. Yeah, it's like, but don't stab anyone. Yes, do not stab anyone. And then I like it even when she comes out. What was it like? The 15 kids.
18.
Because that
Thought she
18
said
kids.
18. I've had 18 kids.
Whatever it is. But there was
that's right. Yeah.
there is a medal that was given to you if in that
This is true.
period that was 5 years. That's if you had 5 kids within that time period. You got a little medal from
I didn't know that.
Adolf. Yeah, so that was interesting. And then of course the girls are there, and we'll show you how to do it as well. It's like okay, it's just a funny thing. But have you both watched the later version of All Quiet on the Western Front? Jay, you watched that?
Yes.
I have not yet. No.
They have quite a bit more of this program, like the first thing. I couldn't help but see the comparison, but seeing the piss take versus the reality, kind of like that. It was quite good to say, oh, there's only like a little twist in like in the dial, and you're being what they actually did. So I think it was clever, on the direction of this. It's just like we are taking it to the point of it being serious but also taking the piss out of it, so it was good. I think they got that
Well,
right.
the book spends quite a lot of the book is this, I won't call it training, right? It's indoctrination, it's brainwashing. And in the book you are progressing with Jojo from the time he's 10 until the time he's 17. So or 11, maybe he starts at 11 until 17. And so you're seeing the when we get to, he wasn't really in the book, he wasn't picked on for his size or anything. He actually was one of the, better performing, and Kippy wasn't a problem. Like they were both doing their thing, so there was no picking on him or anything like that. But the book goes into great detail about all the things that they were um, trained on and taught in the classrooms, and none of it was funny. I'll tell you, it was incredibly serious and incredibly gruesome and true to the history, what was written in the book. And it just, again, it was like, oh my gosh, when I was reading the book, because I'd already seen the film first, I was like, whoa, it wasn't this funny satire book. It was a very, very serious novel. So, yep.
But Jojo, our little sweet Jojo, he yeah, they're like, beat everybody up. Red team versus, and he just, yeah, they pick him out, don't they? To no, he's not fighting, so they kind of pick him out of the crowd, and then we kind of get yeah, the serpent, the play on throughout that is what they probably did do. You know, the
Yep, described in
the
detail
money
in the
grab,
book.
yeah, yeah,
Demonizing, you know, really getting into all kinds of details. And some of them are kind of thrown up in the film, like, well, you know, do you know, way back in their history, they had sex with snakes or they had, sorry, with demons, and their tongues are snakes, and they can, you know, talk to each other. That was all like classroom studies. And yes, it was. It truly was, unfortunately. And while she's making light of it, or the
yeah,
film is making light of it, it was handled really in a serious way in the book.
yeah. I feel they did it. Like, this is where I think it does pendulum quite well. It's like in between being serious and taking a piss, but you know, for fact, this actually did happen. You know, this isn't what you see throughout this. Even though we're making a satire, it's what they did. They're just doing it in like it's stupid in our modern brain that somebody would do this, and that's it. And even like that, oh, who's up for a book burning? It's like that Sandy's Worth nightmare coming through there.
Yes, and in the book, it was so. Again, in the film, at this point, Jojo's mother's going along with it, and you know, she likes to see him in his little uniform, and she's fine for him to go off during the day. In the book, his family are not happy that he has taken to the youth organization as you know, as passionately as he has, and his family is disappointed in him, angry at him, and he is angry at them, and he is one that they don't trust each other. So the parents and the grandmother also lives with him. They don't trust him, and the mother runs around the house to hide the books because he's going to come and take books out of the home. And so she makes sure that she grabs a basket of the books, and he finds them early on and says, you know, what is this? And she said, well, we're not going to be able to turn on the heating as early this year, so we're just going to save these and burn them on our own. And that was her excuse for saving the books, is that we're going to need them to heat the house. And he was okay with it. But the parents in the book are living in fear that the son's going to turn them in, because he would, because that's the kind of person he was in the book.
But and this, he's I like this because these scenes is like, he's like, I don't like it, but everybody else is having fun, so he's like, oh, then I must have fun, you know, like that. There's that, like, things. And yeah, giving 10-year-olds a good old dagger. It's a healthy lifestyle. And then yeah, they're talking about what would you ever do if you saw a Jew? And they're like, well, because we don't know what, you know, they look like us, you know, they disguise themselves and all that. And they've even like, well, you know, I'm gonna stab one. And yeah, but yeah, they're just, again, and it's good like that because they are small 10-year-olds, and they're just having, you know, they think it's all fun and games, don't they? They don't fight for the reality under that. But the next day, yeah, they've taken out Jojo as the weakest link in the squad, I suppose you want to call that. And then they pull him out to to kill a rabbit. So this is how he gets his nickname, because he refuses to kill. I couldn't kill that little bunny rabbit. That's a proper little. That's not like a hare. That is a little family bunny rabbit. That's it. But yeah, can kill it, and then like nope. So yeah, it's so the other one snaps its neck, throws it away, and yeah, he runs away crying, and they shout out after him, Jojo Rabbit. So he gets his nickname. But lo and behold, who's there to guide him through the moment? Adolf. So yeah, it's like it is mentoring, isn't it? It's a very but in a bizarre mannerisms of if a 10-year-old was telling you what to do, but they were your elder, and that's how he's portrayed. So it's quite good. So yeah,
but I'm sorry, I'm going to try not to do this too much, but this is a critical part of the story, and which results in let me go back. In the book, there's not a rabbit. He's not called Jojo. He's Johannes, and there's not a rabbit. And the progression of the indoctrination of the kids begins with small animals and increases to larger animals and increases to humans. And so the book begins with a snail to a duck, and you can imagine where it's going to go ultimately. And the kids are going through, well, you can do this, then you can, you can surely exterminate this thing. Well, you can surely exterminate this thing. And the character Jojo was not afraid of it. He jumped right in, and he did it. And he did it at every level. Not to bring down the tone, but just to
it's just
show
interesting.
Yeah,
it's interesting how different. Like, it almost, I mean, to a degree, it just really doesn't even feel like this is much of an adaptation as much as just like slight inspiration of names and characters, and then write your own story with it.
It's the same general subject matter, and the same, maybe 4 or 5 of the characters are the same. Jojo, Johannes, is the main character. The mother is a prominent figure, as in this film. There is a father in the book. There's a grandmother. They are also prominent figures. Obviously, you can't use all of them. There's no imaginary friend, and there's no the little squad commander here, played by Sam Rockwell. That person's not in the book either.
Interesting.
But yeah, this is Adolf giving the wise words to the kid. That's it, until his friend turns up. I just love this kid. Every time he made me smile. I don't know why. He's just like like that. He's a bumbling, like it is like your bumbling little friend that you're like, you're my friend, I'm going to look after you. But yeah, it's don't worry about it. And then you get they're what you give a 10-year-old live grenade firing. Now that's a good thing to start off. Your first day, second day at camp. And then for some reason, Jojo comes out of nowhere. Well, that's a great shot. There we go. Out of nowhere, and takes the grenade.
Inspired by the Fuhrer.
Yeah. And off he goes. And I love it because goes to throw it. It's a treat. Ricochets, blows himself up. And it's like, and I like Rockwell's thing. And that's not how you do it. It's like really like Blaine's zone. But yeah.
But I like how they're looking at him like, because in the book, even as 11, 12, 13-year-olds, again, we're going through several years of their development, they are thrown into fighting. And it is in one of the attacks on the town that Kippy, who here is Yorkie, is killed, and Jojo is maimed, and he is disfigured. And the book describes how people looked at him and they were like, ugh, because his jaw was shot off. So in the book, he has no half of a face, and he lost an arm. So that at 12, 13, however old he was at the time. But the book goes into how people looked at him and they recoiled back because he must have looked so hard, and he was out for weeks and weeks. And when he finally was able to see his image in the mirror, from one side he looked like a total fine boy. From the other side, he was totally disfigured. And I think what the book was trying to show was that he was of two minds, and kind of deep down, the good Jojo was fighting with this horrible brainwashed Jojo. And so you had a number of scenes in the book where someone only saw him from his good side, or only saw him from his bad side. So his bad side was missing an arm and missing part of his face. I was actually surprised, because I had forgotten from the first time I saw the film, when they came back and actually showed him all sewn up. I was surprised how little damage there was, because it was such a big, important part of the book.
That's it. I think it's to try and get him out of the camp in the movie, and that's it. But this is where we meets was it Rosie, Scarlett Johansson's character, and then of course we get back to home. Yeah, he's got a bit of. I was even to this. I can understand why you wouldn't do it, because you've got the main character would be highly disfigured.
Yeah.
I think in this it's his leg that is the most got the most damage, isn't it? Well, it's not bad, but yeah, we get the loving mother, Rosie, played by Scarlett Johansson, who has, we'll talk about it later, one of the worst accents. But at least she's trying. But yeah, she's a loving mother like that, and yeah, she's always tells him off that he has to learn to tie his shoes now and again. What is we get a little bit later of why, but yeah. But again, she's very, assertive, very, very kind. Even when is it dangerous outside? Extremely. So off they go. So, but yeah, she takes him to Sam Rockwell's captain, whatever, I can't remember his name, and gives him a bit of a right hander to like that, because he's scared of her. Because he made a comment, your mother's not going to like it. So he's now off because he's been reprimanded. So he's been demoted. So he's not part of the camp. So he has to sit there with loads of kids. So the kid's going to be kind of their runner, putting up propaganda, messenger. Yeah.
Yeah, he's supposed to put the posters up and deliver the what do you call it when you're conscriptions? Deliver. Hey, guess what? It's your time to serve. Sam Rockwell's character is Klenzendorf, Captain Klenzendorf.
I'm never going to be able to remember that.
Yeah.
Say it.
That's it. I like that with the clones. Where, you got to take the clones for a walk. And we skip straight back. And it's so subtle. It's just there we go. And they're apparently the kid's older brother, isn't it? So they just use the kid's older brother.
I didn't even
older brother.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was that's quite funny. But yeah, they get him a lot of things, and this is where we get what is it? Fuel line. What's the name? Fuel line. Ram. That's it. It's here's a gun. Like that. Here's a gun.
Nope.
Oh,
don't do that.
Okay, that's it. But yeah, his first duty is propaganda posters, and then we get the first of the mother outside, where we get I'm guessing just traitors to the party.
Yep.
Are hung up in the main square. So she's seeing that, and I like it. So he goes to turn around, and she's like, "Nope, you've got to understand." So again, it's it's brutal, but you've got to understand what is going on in today's society. And we get the two bullies. They're off to war. At what? They're probably 14, 15, probably.
15,
probably 15.
Yeah.
Because this is what we say. This is got to be 1944. This must be set then, coming up to the because the Americans and the Brits are already there, aren't they? The Russians have come through. So this is kind of at the end, but yeah, we get then Jojo comes home. Mum, I'm home, and he hears a creak, a noise upstairs. And he goes to investigate. He looks in his mother's room. She's not there. And this is where we find out he's got a sister. Well, had a sister that was called. Oh, what was his sister's name?
It was Inga in the film. In the book, it's Uta.
Who is died. Her room's completely filled. We find out later. I think it's Scarlet fever, isn't it? That she
I
died
think they
of.
said rheumatic fever or scarlet fever.
Oh no, I was thinking
What
of Nathan.
Typhoid. He died of
Yeah.
typhoid. Yeah, in the book, she died of diabetes, actually.
But, okay, yeah, come on. And then he goes to kind of have a round the room where he finds a little secret hiding place. And then who's in this little secret hiding place? Of course, a horrible Jew. And he runs out. Now, carry on talking. I'll be right back. Apparently, my kid has just thrown up in his bed.
Oh, poor
Oh
thing.
no.
So
So
this
I'll
is
be right back.
so he finds Elsa in this little cubby, and you know, you could tell in the depiction in the film, you could tell she's been there for a while. There are candles that have kind of been burned down to the nub. There are a few little things that she has in there. She can stand up, she can sit down, she can move around. There's space for 2 people there. In the book, she's in a wall. In a wall. Between 2 studs in a wall. She can stand and she can sit, and that's it. There's no room for anything in where she is in the book. In the book, it takes him quite a while to find her, and he believes for quite a while that it's the ghost of his sister that he's hearing kind of scuttle around. But he starts to notice that at night he's hearing 2 sets of footsteps. And what it is Elsa being let out of the wall by his mother or his father, whomever's allowing her out, so that like she can use the bathroom, get something to eat, and then go back into the wall. Like there's no room. She's just in a wall. Um, Jay, when you saw this film and saw this depiction, and right away he's a tough little member of the party, but there's already some little, like, there's a tiny bit of sympathy.
Well, I think you can see it, especially in that a camp scene where you see his hesitance to be, you know, what the other kids in the group are trying to be in terms of the fighting. Because there's that scene where I think they're having a bit of a fighting brawl going on, and you can see him kind of cowering in it, and he runs away. Then the rabbit scene itself. So you can already kind of see that, like, the idea is he thinks he's something. He's a 10-year-old kid, so he thinks he's something he's not. Kind of as we hear later on from Elsa's character. He's just a 10-year-old kid that wants to be part of what he, you know, has been propagandized into believing is like the cool, strong party and club and all that stuff to be a part of. So you can see immediately with some of these scenes, and pretty much up to this point, where there is the soft side of him that is just, you know, an innocent 10-year-old kid that doesn't really realize the things he's being propagandized with. But it's also, you know, a bit of the comedy in the movie, the way they play him as trying to be such a tough, you know, like you said, tough little member of the group and of the party. Especially when he meets her right away. It's interesting and funny kind of interactions, the way they play it.
And it is, and I think because he stayed young in the film, whereas in the book he's already probably 15-ish when he discovers her. You're able to see a little bit of that sympathy and that humanity. In the book, it's gone, and he's decided in the book that while he's not in, again, it takes a long time for him to figure out that there's someone there. He doesn't tell his mother that he figured it out, and he tells Elsa he's not going to tell his family because he's seeing how they react. He almost wants to catch them in the act. And it's very should say it's evil. Yeah, it's quite evil in the book.
Well, that was a thing, if I recall. I mean, I
Yeah.
know I'm not a history buff or history major, but I know I believe that was a thing where they, the party would use children to spy on their
Hmm.
parents, to spy on their family members, to spy on their neighbors, and turn in their neighbors, friends, family, whoever. That was a real thing. So I do think it's very interesting how this movie handles such tough and difficult subject matter in terms of such a bad period of time, in a way that it is satire, and it does have a light tone to it and a comedic tone to it, but it doesn't make light of what the source material is based on. I think it's a pretty important balance for a movie like this when you're trying to do what Taika Waititi does with this one.
And really, the only thing in the book keeping him from turning in his parents is that he's worried that he will be blamed, that he will also
Mm-hmm.
um, be in trouble. And I mean, he's fully committed that this person in the wall is not worth saving. He doesn't care what happens to her. He doesn't care really what happens to his parents. He's now only caring what happens to himself. So he's trying to figure out, how can this person stay in the wall? How can I pretend I don't know about it until I figure out how I'm going to get myself out of this? So him and his parents kind of dance around it. And the parents don't trust him, but they don't think he's found it out. But Elsa's not going to tell anyone because she can't. Like there's nothing she can do.
Mm.
Hope everything's okay, James.
Yes, everything is fine. So,
Oh, good.
so, just a worried mother, not much.
Aw.
So he seems fine. So we're going to check on him a little bit later. But there, but yeah, in the movie, yeah, it's a bit more played completely different. Like he's the timid child, and she's kind of like she's probably 15, 16 maybe. I'm guessing 16 because she like that.
Yep. Yeah, she's, I think, because she was a friend of the sister. So I think in the book they're playing her as about 4 years older, 4 or 5. I'm sorry, in the film. And in the book she's about 2 or 3 years older.
Okay. But
Little
yeah,
closer.
she's the I will scare you kind of like, I know who do you think you've seen? Who do you like? So she knows of course he's in the house. So she's trying to scare the timid child to like not tell anyone. Of course, yeah, gets his knife. When we get back to back to the room, scared. The mentor comes out to play. He's like, "What do you do?" I like he's like inconsistent decisions about how to control the lady upstairs in the wall, and it's like again, it's good because it's like a mind of a 10-year-old. It's like, Adolf is like coming up with the reverse psychology moment. I love that scene. I think that's clever. It's like it's not, but he doesn't call it. It's
backward mind think or something.
Backward mind.
Don't call it reverse
it's
psychology because that
Yeah.
was Sigmund Freud and that was one of the books he burned. And he's like, no, it's backward mind think.
Yeah, backward mind something control like that. It's like, do not listen to that. It's like great. But yeah, again, it's their bats are like, I have to say, like, go and watch the movie because they of their like interactions. But they're silly,
you
but
do have to
clever.
watch it to get it. We would never be able to do justice of trying to explain the way their chemistry and the way they play the jokes off each other.
That's it. But yeah, he comes out. A plan is, let's we attack.
A bread knife
never
and a
back
pot
down.
lid. Yeah.
I like it. It's like gets out and then she's behind and then now she's got 2 knives.
She's got
Like,
2 knives.
and I do like it later when Rosie comes home. She's like, "Where are all the knives?"
What's happened to all the knives?
But yeah, it's an angry kid and like we got to come up with a better plan, and it is clever because at this point in time we know Germany are losing the war, but this is kind of like the mentality of like a struggling leader, like as well played as by Taiki, of losing control of the child because he's like, what do we do? But also you can see it played as, but you're losing the war as well. So it's quite a good way. But yeah, every plan. I like it because even when he comes up with a plan, the plans don't make sense. They're just like, it's stupidity. Like, we'll think about it with your mums. So yeah, the mum comes home. Is like, well, what you doing up? Yeah, and it's like, yes, look out. She blames it on rats, doesn't she? She said there's rats up there, so we never go up there. And he's like, well, I'll look out for them dirty rats. So he's playing it. Yeah, and this is the where's my knives? But he's like protecting and not. But yeah, he's now getting suspicious of his mother. Of like, yeah, what are you doing? Where are you going? And all that, and like even that when there's a bit of food a bit later, it's like, no, I'll have it. I'll eat the extra food, and he's like that. So yeah, but well, I don't get why Elsie doesn't say your son. She never admits that your son's seen me. I never got that bit in this.
I don't know. Like I said in the book, it was, because he was going to turn them all in. And yeah, I don't know why in the film, because it kind of doesn't make sense unless she's worried about him. I don't know. Yeah.
Unless he's worried about Rosie getting captured and then saying, oh, my son knew as well. And then they've all plied on, But yeah, it's well,
she does make the line of something like, if I have to choose between you and my son, kind of alluding to the fact that she has to pick her son. So maybe it has something to do with that. I'd have to kind of think about it again, because I do think I can't remember why she doesn't mention that Jojo knows.
But now we're on some rehabilitation ones. But I do like how he's just in there of like that. So we get the most painful here.
Nurse
let's
Ratchet,
wrench back your leg like that. So like we need more, but. You need another 2 months off of school because you're scared of kids.
You're frightening
like
the
that.
kids.
Yeah. But yeah, he's made mother there, and then this is a good bit. Like, is when he goes to the captain. He's like, "What do you do, or what? How can you tell what a Jew looks like?" And he's like, "Well, have you seen one? No." And he kind of comes up with this like elaborate plan, and then I do like this bit, like from
when she comes
the delivery. Yeah, when she comes in the floor line and tells her about her uncle, and it's like blatantly your uncle was like a fraudster or like homosexual or something, like very weird, isn't it? This weird elaborate, and it's like, so yeah, it's because of the Jews. Like anything that went wrong, any black sheep in the family, we know who to blame now. But yeah, it's it's just like this absurd, who can we blame for our own underachievements in our family or in ourselves? It's just like we've got a scapegoat now. We got a scapegoat, and they're like like that. And I must say, I was very shocked. I always forget how much Alfie Allen. He has no lines, does he? As
not much.
Finkel.
He's just there.
Just like there he is, like my little sidekick that comes along. And he's just and he doesn't say anything, but you're like, he's just like just there. We got our number one critic read. This film is incredible. Well, we know.
Hey,
Abe thinks then. Wait for it. But yes, and I like it. Like he's like, no, I just wanted to know what do I do, and he's like, yeah. And it's in this part he goes, well, if what do we do? Well, the Gestapo will come along, and then they will take the Jew, execute whoever was in the house, then probably go around whoever friends they knew, just in case. And then he knows, like, well, if I ever go to Dobber Inn, everybody's screwed. Everybody I love is screwed. So, like, he kind of comes up with, well, I need to make this a little bit secret. So this is where he comes up with this. Was it Nathan? Is this where he like goes to get him out? He's like, yes, to really what? Is this the one where it's like, oh, he meet you in France, go to France, isn't it, or Paris, isn't it, something like that? So he goes buggers off, and he's but this is where also we get the tell me what you do, tell me how to.
Because he's writing a book, and it's called Yoo-hoo, Jude.
Yeah. Of
A play
what,
on.
how do you think?
You know what? It's a play on, again, the Beatles. Hey Jude.
Oh, is it?
Yoo-hoo, Jude.
Oh, okay.
That's what the book
Oh,
is
I
called.
didn't even
Yoo-hoo,
I
Jude.
didn't
No,
even
I didn't
catch
get
that.
no.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But yeah, she comes up with all her elaborate. We will once lived. Like, I'm guessing because they all heard the rumors, like or the school tellings of, and being shouted at, you know, before the roundups, as I want to say a better word, of what they everybody believed the worst is. So she kind of, yeah, you know, we sleep with monsters, dwelled in a cave. Some of us have horns. Was it? We only have horns when, like, yeah, mine will grow when I'm 21. Yeah. So it's kind of all this like fairy tale story on that. Yeah, but yeah, again, she's
Yes, we know
it's
that,
on
Abe.
this.
Thank you.
She's doing her due diligence of, like, I'm in control of this situation, like that. You're just a little kid, so, and it is, yeah, you might dress that, but you're not a part of the party. And then, yeah, we get, yeah, why the Indian headdress? I don't know. I'm guessing because it's his imagination and it's what he would do. So yeah, but yeah, in this one we find he catches his mum burning a note, and then just a little bit happy times. Oh, this is where he she's not gonna eat. And
She
he
doesn't
eats
eat
the
her
second,
portion. Yeah.
and then yeah, she's gonna have her wine. Oh, excuse me.
And it's because the food is rationed. So there are only enough portions for as many people as are supposed to be in the home. So and the only way that Elsa can get something to eat is if someone doesn't eat their portion.
I like it. I'll eat my grapes.
Yeah.
So
But
in
again,
the book,
sorry, can't go.
in the book, Johannes pours soap and salt in the food that he knows is destined for Elsa, so that she's got salt in her water and soap in her food. Ugh.
Nice. But in this, I do like the in the movie the mother son relationship. Like, even when she gets kind of he gets pissed off, like, about where's dad, and he gets a bit back chatty. She's had a couple of drinks here now, gets on an empty stomach, and he's going for it, but she does the cold thing to bring back the efforts of her dad, because he's had a go at her. So it's clever. It's like well done. What would you do? In that situation. I think Scarlett Johansson plays it quite well. The mother figure and like that, because she's lost. Like his different. The aspects of the different time period, and I think she plays it really, really well. So it's just the accent, but I'm guessing I don't care.
And
But,
that's kind of the thing. I agree. The accent does sound a little off, but I think she plays the role of this mother in both aspects of her as just a loving mother trying to reach the, side of her kid that she knows is there and that she knows isn't this, reaction to propaganda or belief in propaganda. So I like that she's the mother still trying to get that, good kid out of her kid again. But also she's just like a loving mother. She's very much there for him, all that. She's, takes care of him, watches over him, the whole thing, while she's balancing caring for Elsa and then again her other operations, as we'll find out as the movie goes on here. That it's, she's part of a network of people, trying to do the same thing, just save people from the party.
But let's have a bit of fun. Yeah, and again, it's just nice to see. And then of course we get this the Nathan one? Is like original? No. That's it.
That's when she tells him about Nathan.
Yeah.
Like and he's starting to really like her. So now, of course, he's jealous
he's a friend,
of Nathan.
No,
he's got a crush.
And he's seeing her as a bit normal. Yeah, it's a good library, Sandy.
That's a darn good library. I mean, and in the, they're obviously a well-off family, and it's because the father um, started his own business and grew it into a factory. He began as he kind of pretended he had money in order to court. I don't know if her name is Rosie in the book, but in order to court her, he pretended he had money. And, and the mother says, the minute I married him, I knew right away, a minute later that we were, we were poor. And, and he also had the father also had a great relationship with the mom, the grandmother, and they just had such a loving family. But he worked really hard and took his, went from nothing to designing an iron and ironing boards and having a whole factory that made irons and ironing boards. So they did live quite well, and they did have a nice library. And again, the mother hid some of the books, but then she also noticed that Jojo had, you know, relieved her shelves of other books, um, and had been taking them and burning them.
But yeah, this is this is the plan, isn't it, with the Nathan one? So he's written a letter to get her out the house of like I hate you. Is it like I hate you? I don't want to be anything with you. Is this the one, or is it
Yeah,
this one?
there's like
Yeah,
two,
there's
and
two,
like
yeah.
we're finished, and
Yeah. And most of it is like he's like I like it later when he's doing the script, and it's just a blank piece of paper. But this is where he's yeah. But this is quite good because this is all he's talking, he's trying to get her out, then he's trying to keep her safe. It's all about the building of the relationship. That's it. Whilst of course we're seeing the relationship building with Rosie and
so in the
him.
in the book, he's probably again approaching like 15-ish,
Okay.
16, at the point when he discovers her, and then is also immediately attracted to her. And so another part of the reason why he doesn't turn her in is because there is this attraction, and he does not understand it. He knows that she is everything that he's been trained to hate and despise, and yet there's this attraction here. And they do have a few little conversations, and it's more interrogation, really. He's interrogating her. And in the book, he also finds out um, about Nathan, and finds out that she's engaged, and that upsets him in the book because he's starting to fall in love with her.
But in this, what's love? And it's like
Yeah.
that. So no, it's nice. How does the mother explain it? It's like butterflies in your tummy. So yeah, it's good. But yeah, he's have you found? No, don't worry about it. And yeah, again with the shoelaces, he trips her up. And then this is a very important bit where we get what would you do after the war? He's like, I dance, what would you do? And then like she has her little dancing shoes on, what we can just see there, but they're quite irrelevant. But yeah, and then it's off they go. I'll beat you home. And then again back to the niceness of the family bond there. And then the men coming home from war, beaten up and broken, and they're like, and Jesus says, go home, shouts out, and then go home and give your mum a kiss.
The parallel too, when we saw them heading off to war,
Yeah.
and they were all joking and teasing Jojo, and now they're coming back all blown to bits. Yeah.
But we get I must say, I'm going to go back there. How good are the Germans at tarmacking road in 1944 though?
Well, they could have been. I don't know. They were pretty good at roadworks and engineering that way. But that's quite a modern road with that white line down there. I don't know about that.
I know. Yeah, I was gonna say because I know you guys didn't have white lines on your road for years. Everybody there was a big time gap where most of Europe did because they realised people were verging off the road. But in 1944, would they?
I don't know, but that is a really good road.
In the middle of nowhere, I don't know. Yeah, but that is a good tarmac. Yeah, I did notice that. I was like, could have picked a little bit of a Baton road, but yeah. So, But then again, this is a building a relationship. But it's again what we've heard is him doing his book of explain the Jewish people to me. How like that, because and she's just coming up with elaborate, like, what they eat is like, worms or whatever it is, just to like kind of take the piss out of him, but not. And then she does a drawing as like, this is what we look like, before we come out. Oh, but the horns come out when we're later. But it's this thing is we like shiny things. We like shiny things. Oh, but you also like ugly things, because that's what But and then she even says, "But you're ugly," like that or something, doesn't it? So it's good. But
now his little imaginary friend is getting very jealous, very jealous.
He's spending more time with her than him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. So it's I'm just like, what are we doing? What's our plan? Why aren't you keeping to the plan? Well, I am, but you're not. And he's like getting angry. And again, and I do like how they take the piss out the trousers they used to wear, and they're not too baggy. No, they're just right. Don't worry. And it's like but it's I feel. Well, I've kept your bed warm. That's what friends do. Like that. It's just like very like in a strop, and then kind of goes away like in a Mardy. It's quite funny.
Wait, in a strop, I understand. What did you say after that?
A Mardy.
What's that?
I'm gonna let Abe will know what a Mardy is. He's definitely in Northern. A Mardy, a bit pissed off. Like a bit angry, but you're not too angry. You're just like, ugh, how dare you, kind of moment. A Mardy. Yeah.
That's a new one for us.
That is.
Jay, did you know what a Mardy was?
I've never heard that in my life.
Nope.
Nope. That is a very my girlfriend's family's influence. There we go. I bet. See, 100% Abe knew was a Mardy. On a Mardy. It's when you're a bit pissed off. You can't explain why. But so we get back and forth, and again, this movie is very much about the dialogue between building the relationships. It's later on we get kind of the development in the story, but this whole point there is a lot of just networking, giving you a nice little triangle. That's it. But we get what's going to happen if the kind of these men are the last resort. They're coming. Yeah, we're going to get the old men and farmers out to it. But they kind of they've known everything's losing, and they're like coming up with silly schemes to prevent the inevitable, I suppose, like delay the inevitable. But it's things. But this is, I do like, this is where the captain, it kind of get like he's taken with like Jojo, isn't he? He's like that. He's
taking him under his wing.
Yeah.
He's an oddball. Wants to redesign the uniforms.
I do like every design. I've designed this like that.
With a cape.
So I have a cape. It's gonna be awesome. Have a cape, and then you go. But we got a new job for you. And it's
scrap metal man.
Scrap. Yeah, get some scrap. So they got the kids getting all the scrap they can get is where we get. And then his best friend,
Yorkie,
he's got his uniform. You're going to be a soldier, and he's like, But he's like, oh, what is this fabric? It feels like paper. Oh, it's new. It's new. Apparently,
it's not paper. It's paper-like.
It's thin as paper. But in the book, he's killed in the accident that, not accident, really, it was an attack where Jojo was injured. So there is no more Yorkie/Kippy in the book because he's been killed, and
they needed him in the film though. I think like having him off
he
early.
does such a good job. This little actor.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder who he is. His name is Let's see. Let's see what else that he has been in. His name is Archie Yates, and don't know. He's got even a small part in something coming out or came out last year called Clout. No, just a handful of things.
He could be he could be a very, if they played on it, like let's say the parents but played into him and like that, he could be a good, very funny straight man. Because he's just delivery. He's just like, huh, like that. But yeah, and yeah, off he goes. It's like just like, yeah, I'm going to war. See you later. Bye now. It's like, oh, it's just brilliant. Every time he's good because he's so sweet and innocent. And you're like, oh, what? But he plays it in a way you don't want to even go, oh, what are you doing? Come here. I need to give you a hug. Just go away. You're just like, come on. He's brilliant.
So he was 9 when this was filmed. Wow. So he's, good job on you, Archie Yates.
But yeah, back to the development things. And yeah, is this where, it's like, she's like, I am a dirty Jew. So off they go. It's like I like how he guards her when he's having a bath, and he guards his mum as well, doesn't he? So like that in when they're having a bath. But yeah, she comes in. It's scampered. We got some visitors at the door. This is because he's been going around, and there's probably rumours that he's possibly seen a Jew, and possibly from his mum as well.
Yeah, so I think because there was a scene right before this where Jojo's in that cardboard suit that he's in, and he sees his mom dropping off, secret notes to doorstops or on a table maybe or something.
Yeah, like Free Germany or something, isn't it?
Yeah, I forget exactly what it said, but something like that. And so my understanding or the way I interpret it is that at this point, I think they've already, well, I don't want to spoil what happens next. I think what happens next in terms of Jojo and his mom has already happened, and they're now coming to her house to kind of comb the premises and sweep the premises for any more information as to who else might have been working with her. Because I believe right after this is when they get that reveal. Yes. So I'm pretty sure this is them coming in response to having already caught her and kind of done what happens there, and then, coming to the house to now see if there's anything else that they can find out.
I must say, good casting with Stephen Merchant.
Yeah, it's unexpected, but he just has like, I don't mean to be rude, but he's just got like a look that fits this.
Yes.
Again, Stephen, I don't mean to be rude. It's just, I think you probably know it as well from taking the role. Costume and everything as it comes together, and just like his very tall, skinny nature that he is. That very, it's just something about, his look just fits playing this role just so well. And he plays this, I think Stephen Merchant is brilliantly funny. So I think he plays this really well.
Yeah, I do like the constant jokes for this whole bit of the scene is the how like that.
Just the repeat every single person has to do it.
Yeah, it's like back and forth. It's like once, and it's funny, like once one does it, you all have to do it. It's like it's so annoying, but yeah, it's
now.
Can
does
we come
this
in?
Scene bring you any reminiscence of another scene anywhere in any film?
Nothing jumps immediately to mind.
I'm trying to think. Is it in Schindler's List? I can't remember that.
So when the German entourage enters Miriam's bar in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, I suppose, yes, they're all outside.
His name is Tot, who's dressed in that hat and that suit. And then he does, and later you find he has, after what happened in Miriam's bar, because the medallion's been burned into his hand, and then he raises his hand, but he comes into her bar like that. I don't know if he was going for it, but it's the same hat. It's the very imposing.
Maybe that was a uniform.
German, yeah. Yeah.
Come in, and yeah, I wouldn't got Raiders. It's Raiders of the Lost Ark, not Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That's right. That's right.
Disney.
Yeah. In the book, just to say it, this had happened multiple times. The family was used to this happening, and they actually expected it and fully cooperated. They overturned the place, the grandmother's room, even the grandmother's teeth got a check. And it was just typical. In the book, they went into great detail to explain the seam in the wall, how it was so expertly done to cover up the place where, again, and it was just, if you can imagine, in between two studs in the wall, two beams in the wall, enough room for a person to stand or sit. And that's it. You're walled up in a wall.
Sorry, Abel's just outed his age. He's definitely over 45 if he knows what LOLO is.
That's one that I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that.
And the Madonna with the big boobies.
That would be Daryl.
That's in it. It's literally in the LOLO. They're after the the forgotten Madonna with the big boobies. It's literally a play and the joke all over it. It's a very British classic, but they all dress like this. They take the piss out of the Gestapo guy by making him uber gay as well. So he's like really strict, but he's like the most gayest person ever. Like Hollywood woke, no counts on this. The Gestapo gay man out of LOLO is like that. Yeah, they do it quite well. But yeah, we get Rockwell, Captain, whatever his name is. I'm just going to call him Captain. He comes in kind of like barges in, really, doesn't he? As a thing to protect the kid. Now, I think Jade's probably right. Yeah, it's already happened because
I think that he knows,
he's seen
right.
it. So he's come to, I'm going to come and protect the kid without telling the kid what's going on.
Well, and he must know about Elsa. I would imagine at this point too, because he was friends with Scarlett Johansson's character. So I'm sure he comes here to make sure both are protected.
Yeah. But yeah, that he's so big and he's
such a tall guy.
That is his height, and I bet you Rockwell's 5'10", something like that.
I'm sure.
Yeah. And he's just like, Stephen Merchant. What is he, like 6'7" or something like that?
Oh, he's like 6'7".
It's got to be something like that.
He's ridiculously tall, isn't he? What makes it even his presence even funnier. But yeah, the captain comes in and he protects the situation and there, but it happens lucky enough that Jojo is look at what he's got. He's got the modern superstar of Germany up on his walls, and he's like, this is the the best kids room I've ever seen. So they're all happy that he's part of it. And of course the captain elaborates, he's working for us as well, so he keeps on establishing his loyalty to the party along the way.
Can I share an image here?
Go. And I can have a cough.
So there you go. Does that look familiar at all?
Yeah.
It's not raining, but it's definitely the hat and the coat. I'm saying it's just it's the hat and the coat.
Yeah.
Yeah, can definitely see it.
Yep. But this is where Elsa comes out with. Now this is good. This is where you kind of know that the captain's definitely on their side because he knows the family, and he would have known about the daughter's death, and I forgot what her name is again.
Uta, Inga. Sorry, Inga, but Uta in the book. Yeah.
And she comes out because of the Gestapo, Stephen Merchant's character, realizing where's your dagger, and then she's like, I've got it, because he can't. He and she plays straight on the sister. He won't leave my room, so if he does, I've got this. So yeah, it's playing onto that where everybody's shocked, but even onto this, it's we need to find all the information about you, and they start grilling her. What's your name? Where all that, even where all your stuff, and then it's and this is where we kind of it's good little twist. I think this is because you get I need to see your papers, and then she's like, hoping they're in a drawer. And then the captain, Sam Rockwell, yes, need to see your papers. And he sticks out his hand to receive the papers. And then he grills her in front of the Gestapo. What's your name, your date of birth, and all that. How old are you in this picture? And he does a good interrogation, but it's an interrogation to divert the Gestapo that he's actually lied, and she
got the
quickly
birth
says
date
like
wrong.
it's like got the birth, the date of birth wrong. So, but he's like, yeah, everything is checks out there, yeah, and it's like that. But then he finds the book, and
He's impressed.
he's like, oh, what is this? And they're like, oh, this is true. And then, it's this is what actually is right. Yes, you got it 100% spot on there. And it's just like, oh my God, like that, you're indoctrinated more than the other ones. It's like, how high.
Keep up the
moment.
good work.
Yeah, and it's like, and then he goes, oh, but then we got what Elsa hasn't seen, the jealousy of Jojo of all the things he wants to do to Nathan. Oh, like that. So it was a burning spike him. And
So may I say it again? So in the book, the reason why this particular visit happens is because there was a bombing in the area, and there's blackout at night. You can't have any lights on, and there was seen a small beam of light from the top floor of this home, and it was a flashlight that Jojo had given to Elsa, so that she could have some light. Because, by the way, whenever she was let out of her being in the wall, it was at night. It was by small candlelight. Her eyes, when he opened the door once during the day, she couldn't see. She was blinded because her eyes had been so adjusted to being in the dark. So little by little, she's adjusting the light. He gives her a flashlight to keep, in the wall with her, and some things to read. And at one point, when the family is gone and the grandmother had already passed away, she was, during the bombing, the parents, actually, no, the parents were in the basement. The parents were in the basement. Jojo was in the basement. She came out during the bombing, just to stand in the room, and she turned on the flashlight. And it was just for a minute, but she turned on the flashlight. So the visit from the German, Gestapo came because someone in the neighborhood saw a light go on upstairs, and you already told me you were all in the basement, so who is upstairs? And Jojo said, "Oh, it was me. I got scared and I turned on my flashlight. I know it was wrong. I shouldn't have turned on my flashlight." And they said, "Show me the flashlight." And she had it in the wall with her. So he didn't have the flashlight to turn in. What he was able to find was an old broken flashlight, and he handed it to one of the Gestapo, and the commander says, "Is it working?" And he said, "Yeah," when it wasn't. So someone cut him a break too. Someone said, "Oh yeah, the batteries, they're okay," or something. Put the battery in his pocket when it clearly wasn't. So it sort of, kind of parallels this, but it was her leaving the room and turning on a flashlight that caused this visit.
But they got away with it. And then she's like, well, we need to she's still hiding. And then of course, this is where the mentor Adolf is getting very angry.
He's very angry.
He's like, you've not stuck to the plan. You don't know what you're doing. You're falling for her. And of course, outside, the war, I suppose, is getting closer and closer. And now I'm guessing it's getting nearly winter time. He's kind of foraging for like food, and then he sees a butterfly, and again, what we've had, like a little bit of uplift, and then the moment where the butterfly takes him to his mum.
Really, the most jarring part of because of the tone of the film. In the book, hey, compared to the rest of the stuff happened in the book, when he does find out, it's probably not as surprising in the book, but whoa, was this a jarring part of the film.
Well, it's a really shocking reveal, but it's also just like when you're watching, you're like, oh, wow, that was a really clever way and frankly artistic way to reveal it. When you realize that all the setup of these because you saw a few shots in the film earlier, especially when she's like dancing on the sidewalk and things like that, where it focuses on her shoes. And they do it cleverly where they're not giving away at that point why they're focusing on that. They kind of just do it as if it's from the perspective of Jojo because he's a smaller kid and she's standing up on like an elevated curb. So it just makes it look like, oh, that's just the view he has because he's, 10-year-old kid and that's how tall he is. But really, it's just to set up this. And it's just very, very well done, I thought. It kind of dropped my jaw a bit when the first time I watched it, like, oh, wow, that was really clever and really just shocking. I wasn't expecting it, like you said, with the tone of it all.
Yeah, it's so impactful. It's like because it's in an instant, and your brain knows those shoes in an instant, and they do it in such a way he hasn't clocked on yet, but as the audience, you have, and it's great because then you're waiting. Oh, look! Oh no! What is he gonna, like? He's about to find out. And I think the setup, throughout that is like the tying of the shoes. It's all about that, and it's very cleverly done. But it's all to this moment is as an audience, you see the shoes, and he just looks. He's been chasing the butterfly, doesn't know where he really is, but then just catches the glimpses of his mum's shoes on the It's great, but we get an emotional impact of that, and it's needed. It's like that, and I like it. He ties his shoes, her mum's shoes, and great. It's and I think this is very cleverly done. I think this is very well scripted. It's just some subtle things. You're 10 years old, you should be able to tie your shoes now, and he just likes her to do it for him. It's not that he can't do it. Yep. He just likes her doing it for it. It's very sweet. And then when he does this and then does it to Elsa a little bit later, it is very, it's the emotional, just that little bit. It's just like, he's just tying the shoes. I understand what he did now. It's not that. He just wanted his mum. He just never wanted his mum to not, be his mum. And it's just so good. And this whole bit is it very emotional? No. But is it shocking? And, like, Abe just saw it a bit heartbreaking. Yeah, it is. Can it be more emotional? I think they sit right on the tone of the movie. You don't want to be like really crying, but you just feel the impact of Jojo.
Well, yeah, and that's one thing I think it does is it has all the emotional impact without having an intense emotional outburst in terms of his, because you would imagine somebody would be like screaming in sorrow if they were to see this. And I do think you're right. I think the tone of the movie doesn't quite fit that type of reaction, but they do more than enough to get the emotional impact across.
Yeah. But and he just sits there until the things. Now, are these when they did this? Is this supposed to be like the eyes watching?
Like eyes.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I noticed. I'm like, oh, that kind of looks like a little face, like eyes.
Yeah, they all go to like each one until he goes back. I like this because I weren't expecting he goes up with a knife, donk like that. There you go. It was like the anger of needs to sharpen the blade. Got to say that. But he stabs Elsa, and then he has a little breakdown in front of her. But they've still got, he's still gonna I guess honor his mum now as well, by hiding her. But they're looking on the inevitable of the allies are coming in, and then he's like, well, what would you do? She's even said, what's the first thing you're gonna do when you get out and be free? I'm gonna dance. That's it. But now in winter time, and he's literally going through the bins, isn't he? Just trying to get the odd carrot or anything to eat. Well, then he's rewriting Nathan's story like that. But is this point when she says Nathan already died? Is it? I think.
No, I think that's when he does. I think that's when he does the speech off the blank piece of paper.
Okay, yeah. And then we get a little fella, and like Jojo. It's like bomb, bang, oh bugger, like that. And it's like so they're all closing in. Apparently the Russians, the Brits, and the Americans want to have sex with dogs. I wonder if that was a thing, a propaganda thing that actually was lied. That would be a great historical moment if somebody did a research there and went, there was once a room in one town that the Russians, the Americans, and the Brits were coming over.
But we know the Russians were, the Russians Well, again, and in the perspective of history, I'm sure the Americans did their part too, but boy, the Russians just ransacked
Mm.
everything. They just took everything. The Americans always had a rule of, try not to, take from the people, but the Russians, they did.
No. But yeah, little sweet little thing. Oh, what we doing? Get me this ammo, and then, yeah, they're getting to, like, I suppose, the front line of the village. He's like, and I like, go on, kid, go and give that American a hug. Yeah, you can have this one, and then, oh, Jojo, put this on, put this uniform on. They won't shoot you. Like, off he goes, and yeah, this is a good little, it's cleverly done, little slow mo of, like, I suppose they're trying to make it out like the German Last Stand with kids and old men. There was always that thing, is it? They've only got kids and old men left, and then, yeah, while we see that, we get the captain and
He's got a
with his cape. He's done his uniform. He's done it. Yeah, and they're off with Alfie Allen's character. I forgot his name. Yeah, off they go, and he's really happy. He's having his last fight.
He's Finkel.
Yeah, Finkel. That's it, Finkel. But yeah, it's the war is about to end. And Jojo goes and hides, and whilst we get, it's the end, and of course, I'm guessing this he's a Russian, isn't he? He's got to be. So the Russians.
It felt like that's what they were going for.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, the Russians are here, and the Russians are rounding up whoever is a supporter of the party. But yeah, Jojo gets rounded up because of the uniform he's wearing, being given. And then this is a game where the captain kind of
goes,
goes,
what a nice thing he does. Yep.
He's like, no, I'm gonna, like, he goes, you need to go home. You need to, and he knows what he's doing. And he goes, you need to get out here and survive. So he rips off the coat. Yeah, and then and he just spits on him. This is a Jew boy, get away from me. And then the Russians kind of get away from me, kid. And and then
and
as he's getting away, he just hears the gunfire of the execution. But I know he's not saying a bit, but I like the captain Sam Rockwell's
it works
character.
for the film.
Really
it does.
Well. Mm-hmm. That's it. But yeah, we get back, and then we get them back. I love this bit when they get there back. It's like, this is not a good time to be part of the party. And he's just like, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go to my mum. I need a cuddle. He's like, brilliant. I love that bit. And he's like, but it's great. And he's But then he realizes, Jojo, well, the war's over. The Allies have won. That means Elsa goes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. And then she goes, what's going on out there? And he lies. This is his last lie to try and keep her here. He tells them that the Germans win, and like that. And he's a great little speech for a great little man. Yeah, we won. Yeah. So I like this scene, and it's he delivers it so well.
Well, and it's just such an interesting progression for the character, because he went from hating this girl to now it's the last person on earth that he has, and he doesn't want to lose her. It would be heartbreaking to him. So he does what any kid would do, is make up a lie to kind of get the thing you want. But it's not out of malice. It's out of fear of being left by her. Because again, I mean, at this point, his father's gone, his mother's gone, he's got nothing left.
Yeah, and he goes through the books, and then it's good. It's like that, and then this is where he tells her this is the Nathan story, and she's like, Nathan,
Mm-hmm.
Nathan's already dead, and it's the setup, and then we kind of get back to Adolf, who's
with his injury.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they said already. Yeah, like he's gone. And
he's got the hole in his head, literally.
And then and this is where Jojo finally steps out with him, and like he goes, put this on, forget about everything. Everything fine. He's just like, F you, Hitler, or Adolf, whatever. Kicks him out the window.
Throws him out the window. Love it.
Like a 300
Yeah.
kick.
Yeah, yeah.
It's good. I like it. It is good. But yeah, we get again. He does her laces because she's now wearing his mum's shoes, and then it's yeah. Is it dangerous out there? Extremely. And yeah, we get outside, and then of course, yeah, she realizes after I think an American Jeep goes past, doesn't she? So that he lies. Oh, there you go.
Woohoo!
The international sign of freedom.
Amen.
Yes.
I knew you'd like that one, Stasis.
Yes. God save the king. But yeah, on this we get, and I like this. Now, again, we could be kings. Bowie's song is like that.
Yes, I love
It's
this
Heroes.
song too.
Yeah,
Heroes,
Heroes.
we could be heroes.
Yeah, heroes a bit. Sorry.
Well, I think it's just called Heroes, right? And then that's,
Yeah, the
that's
song's
the
just
line
called
is we could be
Heroes.
heroes.
I can't remember. Is
It's
it the
such a
album
good
just called
song.
Heroes, or is it We Can Be? I can't remember. Somebody's got to look it up.
There's actually
Yeah,
quite a few good covers of this song too. Quite a few.
But yeah, they have a little dance. Sorry, just cut through that. And then yeah, that's how that is. So yeah, it just ends with her. She wanted freedom, and she does her little dance. So
May I finish the
That's good.
story?
you can. I'm gonna go and cough. Be
So
right.
at the point when the war is coming to an end in a bad way, and at the point when Jojo is told how Hitler met his end, and there is like firecrackers and singing in the streets because the people of Vienna wanted the war to end. He now realizes that he's going to lose Elsa. He's now 17, and he decides that he's going to tell her, same as Jojo in the film, that we won, that the Germans won. And he keeps her locked in the room for years
Oh wow.
and does not, allow her to. But they develop a relationship. She does fall for him a little bit, somewhat. In the book, Nathan has died some other way, and there's a point when after the Gestapo came with the flashlight incident, it was before the mother had been killed. The mother and father decided it was too dangerous for Elsa, so they moved her to another neighbor's house for a few weeks, and then they moved her back into the home. But instead of putting her up in the wall, they put her under the floorboards, and now she couldn't move, and she had to lay there for who knows, could have been months. And it was very graphic about how she dealt with eating and drinking and bodily functions and all that sort of stuff. But she was lying under the floorboards. And then the parents are gone, the grandmother's gone, the war ends. And he would sneak in and still talk to her through the floorboards. The war ends. He puts her back in Uta's room and says, it's okay now. You can come out into the room. The war is over. We won, but it's not safe for you. Keeps her there for years. They develop this friendship, this eventual sexual relationship. He's totally in love with her. The tone shifts, and then she turns into manipulating him. And as much as he's trying to love her and please her, nothing he can do is good enough for her. So, he's still bringing her food, but the food's not good enough. He's bringing her clothing. The clothes aren't good enough because now, although she's not trapped in a wall, she's trapped in one room. And he knows that she is an artist, just like in the film, and he brings her paint and canvases, but it's never the right paint. It's never the right color. And eventually he snaps and he leaves her in the room. Yeah, quite. He leaves her in the room for days. Now, she was already in a very frail state. So when he doesn't hear her scuttling around for a few days. He goes up and finds that she had eaten the tubes of paint because she had no food and she had nothing else. So, long story short, the the book continues with her attempting to manipulate him and his guilt, and her really taking advantage of him to the point where at the very, very end, when he finally does break down and tell her that the war has been over for years, that he feels so guilty that he locks himself into that room and she leaves. And he ends up actually putting himself into the wall, and then she leaves for freedom. So very different book. Book is very
Extremely different.
graphically violent, graphically sexual, and you know, no reason to not believe any of the details about the youth organization and how they were trained and all the things they did in war and all the things they did on the home front. And this story, there was no hint, of, not even, I'm not even going to say it's, it's not, you know, kind of, what are we going to call it? It's dark. It's not even a dark comedy. It's just dark. There's no satire. There's no twist to it. It is just a dark, dark book that probably some character or some parts of it inspired this and said, "Hey, what if we tell this in a lighthearted way?" Now, I looked it up to say to see if the author, like, how did the author feel about the way that her work was portrayed? And she actually really liked it. She was credited as a writer on the film and was very involved in it, so she actually liked it. But that book was not what I expected. Definitely not what I expected.
Yeah, fair enough. It's definitely extreme. And you had seen the movie before, right?
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, so that's extremely different.
Yeah.
It's like, when is it going to get funny?
Cheese.
Yeah,
Right.
when is it going to get funny? Where's, imaginary friend? Why are there, and there were a lot of other characters, but whew, yeah, and Kippy was dead. He was dead pretty quick, again, then the description of the injury that befell Jojo was quite terrible.
There we go. Numbers, Sandy, and I'm guessing
Let us-
because it's limited, it's not done that well at the cinema.
Let's see. May have a few notes to start with. We're on film number
93.
Yeah, we're on
Yes.
92.
Ah.
90. Well, because the wheel is ahead of us, right? The wheel's already ahead of us. So, as we said, the film was released in 2019 based on a 2004 book by Christine Lunians. And she's also credited with writing the film along with Taika Waititi. And it was directed by Taika. And we already listed all the people who starred in it, with Roman Griffin Davis and this Archie Yates. I hope we see them in other things. I think that would be pretty cool. And the film was filmed in Czechia, so quite an interesting filming location. And that is one of the original covers of the novel, with the imagery there of the toy soldier. Right, and let's go to the numbers. As you said, I don't remember this being in the cinemas at all over here. But someone did. So the film was made for a budget of $14 million. It's not that long ago, adjusted for inflation to 19.9 today. It made 93 million at the box office. It was quite a hit. And that's 133 million today. And a lot of that was in Europe, a huge release in the UK, and a small release in the United States. It did, although it was limited release in the United States, it got 6 Oscar nominations and 6 BAFTA nominations, and it won both an Oscar and a BAFTA for Best Adapted Screenplay. It received mixed praise and criticism for the portrayal of the subject matter, and the most common criticism was, as one might expect, not not the comedic tone or the satirical tone, but the fact that some of the members of the party were depicted as sympathetic, and in particular the captain, the even the Stephen Merchant character, that and the Führer were depicted in a way that one might um, find sympathy for their characters. So that was the number one criticism.
Jay, your pick. Do you want to go first?
Sure. So, like Stasis just said, this was technically we did this through Wildcard, but this was one that I had on the wheel anyways, because I adore this movie. I think it's fantastic. I think it's, to be honest, I think it's a masterclass in satire. I think it's Taika Waititi's best film by far, in my opinion. I just love the way it's handled. Like I said earlier, I think, it's a serious situation in a serious time in history that's very grim and gruesome. And the source material obviously comes straight from that time. And Taika finds a way, and I can fairly say Taika, I believe, because here in Sandy, your description of the book, he made massive, massive changes. So
He did.
I almost want to consider this a borderline original work for him. I know obviously there's influence from the book, but my word, does it sound like it's an entirely different telling and story of it. So the way his ability to find a way to write this and film it in a way that it's light in tone, it's got a lot of satire and humor, it's got a lot of heartfelt wholesomeness to it as well. It doesn't necessarily shy away from the grim side of the historical things here in terms of how this time played out and the awful things that happened to Jewish people. It doesn't shy away from it. And like I said, it does it in a light tone, but it doesn't make light of it, which I think is really a very important balance with trying to do a satire for this kind of material. And I think he just knocks it out of the park. I think the movie, the soundtrack's phenomenal. I definitely want to put credit to that. I do like how some of the songs are also in German as well. I believe it was in German, the language that it was. I think it's a nice kind of touch of, just adding that little extra bit to it, just to keep it, Sometimes I think, like you said, Stasis, I always point to a movie. Have you guys ever seen A Knight's Tale with Heath Ledger
Yeah.
and Paul
Yeah.
Bettany? I think that's such a good movie, a fun movie to watch, but the music is so misplaced in it, and it takes you out of it because the music's too modern. So even though this music's not necessarily modern in this, it's 60s, 70s era, it was too modern for the time it's set in. So to give it that just German language of the lyrics, I think helps it kind of blend into the setting of the movie a little bit more in the time frame of it. So I thought that was a nice touch. But beyond just that, fundamentally, the acting I think is phenomenal across the board. Credit to the young actors in this movie. I think they showed skill way above what you would expect from their age level. So credit to them. I think they were phenomenal. But the adults as well, obviously, I think, like we said, Scarlett Johansson, is the accent the best? No, but I think she really plays the role very well. Sam Rockwell, as always, I'm a huge fan of his, so I think he's knocks most roles out of the park. Does it again in this one, in my opinion. Really like him. Stephen Merchant does a good job in his role. I mean, you could just go across the board. The acting's just really well done. It's a nice ensemble cast in that regard too, where they've got some fairly recognizable names. I wouldn't say A-list or anything like that, like maybe a Wes Anderson movie, but fairly recognizable names. A bit of an ensemble that does really well with it. And speaking of Wes Anderson, I love the look of this film because while I do think it's very Taika Waititi, I feel like he's got some inspiration in this one from Wes Anderson in terms of some of the shots, the like center view or the center viewpoint, where even in the last dance scene, for example, you've got Jojo and Elsa both dead center in the screen, and you've got this almost picture perfect kind of backdrop in a lot of different scenes too, where they use that same kind of center focus look. So I feel like there was a bit of Wes Anderson style or inspiration in this, the way he filmed it. And again, you know me, I'm a fan of Wes Anderson stuff. So whenever I see that very aesthetically pleasing style in terms of cinematography, I do like it. Colors, wardrobe, all that stuff just felt very much in that vein for me. So really like the look of this one, like the acting. The dialogue is clever. It's funny. The things they do are, I think examples of great comedic satire. Almost every joke in this, I feel like, hits the mark for me. Varying degrees, I'm laughing harder at some things than other. But I don't really remember any of the jokes that they're intending to be funny falling flat. I really can't. I'm trying to, just for sake of having a critique in that side of things, but I really can't think of one. I feel like all the humor hits so well. So all of that combined, like I said, I love this movie. I adore it. I think it's just really well done across the board. And again, handles tough material in a very respectful way. So I highly recommend it. My grade, this is going to be a high one for me. I've been struggling where I want to settle in on it. I've been between 8 and a little higher. So I'm going to settle on an 8.25.
Wow.
I just really like this movie a lot. I think of 2019 to me was a phenomenal year for film. I think it's one of the last years I really made an effort to watch all the Oscar nominated pictures for Best Picture. This was I think I had it pulled up here. Let me just check. This movie was up against, for Best Pictures, Ford vs. Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and the eventual winner, which was Parasite, which is another one I have on the list from this era. So I think it was a really, really good year for movies that year. And this one, if it wasn't for Parasite, I would have said this probably should have won Film of the Year because I just thought it was phenomenal.
Well said. Well said. It's funny. Sorry, Xander, I might just go. That you said about Wes Anderson, because that's what Jade said. She went.
Yeah, it does. It's got that. Yep.
Exactly. One thing. Now, I don't know why I didn't finish this movie. Don't know why. I have no idea. Like that. Did I enjoy it? Yes, I enjoyed it. I think it's cleverly done. I think this is a one where they bring in the home truths of a story, especially how Sandy's described the book, but toned it down, but not made light of what actually happened, but made it so satire in a clever way. It really does work. The jokes are there. They're not they're not supposed to be there to make your stomach fall out.
Mm-hmm.
They're there to be subtle, to explain the stupidity of the environment that we are in a very very clever way. The kids are unbelievable. I think their acting abilities for what they get is very good, especially the main actor of Jojo. I think he's a phenomenal. I had to look up. I was like, why is he not been anymore? Like, people like want to grab him to like, you've done it really, really well. I do the look, the costume design. I think it's different because you like that. He plays on the color aspect is really well, but it is very Wes Anderson. I like how it's shot. I think it's very well done. I even think I'm going to get Jay sometime is where I think there are bad acting in this, but it works well for this movie. I think Taika is not very good in it, but because he's over the top, it plays the part.
I think that's fair.
Very, very, very well. I think. What's his name? Sam Rockwell, he's the adult, I suppose, actor in this. Really leads. He grabs the movie when he's in the scenes. I like that. I think if you notice, and I like to go back, is they drop their accents a lot. Like I had a word about Scarlett Johansson's accent. She tries to keep it solid, and then drops it. Everybody else goes back into either being a New Zealand and Australian and an American. They quickly dip out and in. Does it hurt the movie? No, because it's satire. Any other movie, you'd probably be you're like cradling the pitchforks of saying, how dare you do that accent. It works because it is a comedy. I think the choice of songs and the is very, very good. It does work, but even though it's out of the time period, because it's just again trying to tell you that look how stupid this time period is in a silly way, but making it sensible at the time. The bomb drop, I suppose you want to call it, of the death of his mother is played so well and subtly done and heartbreaking. It's very, very clever. Would I recommend this movie? Yes, I would. I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it. It has flaws, it does, but does it have enough to proper drop it down? No, I'm gonna go for like a 7. I think that's good. The thing of that. I think. But yeah, I would like to know, because I did read something. There is an hours cut off this. So
Mm.
because it's a short movie, and there was
It
an
is.
hour
Mhm.
edited out. The original cut is an hour longer, so I wonder if that hour edited out there somewhere. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I
Mm.
would watch it again. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't know if I thoroughly enjoyed it if they made the book, so that would be
Yeah, I
Oh.
definitely
take
would
and
not
see
have the
what
same.
Sandy's got
Yeah.
to say now. Yeah, is would she rather had seen the book made into a movie, or did she enjoy this more? So
It
over to you, Sandy.
it would have been a horror movie. It would have been a psychological, um, you know, it would have been a psychological thriller horror film. Um, so I just Googled, I had to Google it to see what was taken out of the film. And one of the elements is other imaginary party leaders, including Goering. Can you imagine? Um, Unused scenes that had been filmed uh, with American soldiers, German citizens. It just sounds like it's not a story, part of a storyline that was deleted, but just uh, quite a few smaller scenes and interactions that were deleted. The the looking at this, like I have to separate. The book is just like a completely different book. It's a completely different book. Um, but to both of your points about the cinematography, definitely. I was thinking Wes Anderson, I was thinking the whole every frame a portrait, because that's really how each scene started, with a portrait, with a very carefully constructed scene. I do like the colors. I do like that it's not all drab and dreary and dark. I like that there are moments of color and moments of smiles and moments of sunshine outdoors. I don't like the music. For me, it doesn't sit well to have modern music in older films, and that's just me. I know it's I think the songs were well done. I Want to Hold Your Hand in German is kind of funny and silly, but and again, the book, You Who Jude, Hey Jude, I I didn't like the music. I did think it took me out of what I think is a really thoughtful, witty film, and I think when you had mentioned Jay about the kind of the comic timing and it's really witty. It's not
Mhm.
jokey funny, it's very well written. This was such an incredibly well written script. So I'm not surprised that both the BAFTA and the Oscar wins were for best adapted screenplay. It was written extraordinarily well. In addition to the music, I another, I guess, little disappointment for me was the the focus just on the again. I guess I'm comparing it to the book, but there were another character or two that would have lent to the story. The dad was there in the book. And I think I hate to make the conclusion that they were trying to portray Jojo's mom as, single, independent female. Yay, she's, Wonder Woman. You know, maybe it wasn't that. Maybe they just wanted a very tight, short film, and so they had to cut out as many other characters as possible. But then she does the whole thing with the jacket and the beard to, oh, you want a dad? This is what you get when you get a dad. Um, yeah, I don't think that fit, and I think a dad would have been okay in the film, but overall, I think it's an extremely well done film. I give it a 7 as well, and that's a strong 7 and a strong recommend for a really well written, well shot, and very well acted film. Can't find one performance that I have an issue with. I didn't even mind the accents, not at all. This is a great pick, Jay.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. And what actually happened to the director afterwards? Just went downhill. That is a really shock.
Yeah,
Yeah,
lots
I
of
haven't
people
really
about it.
liked much of his stuff since,
No.
but I also haven't really seen much. So I don't know. Maybe I got to give something a try.
I
But I
think
don't even
this
know
is
what he's worked on outside of that Thor movie.
yeah. That's it. I think this is one somebody went to Hollywood and then got very entangled quite quickly into the Hollywood way, unfortunately. Especially he's from New Zealand, isn't he? So
Hmm.
so it's very weird. Normally they don't the the Oceania people kind of stick to like a well grounded. So it's weird because everything he's done has been a completely miss. Or be like he had that Time Bandits one where
Oh, was that him?
he got cancelled. Yeah, he got cancelled in it after one. Even the it's bit weird. I think he needs to drop down, get back to his ways. And yeah, he did the completely in Love and Thunder, didn't he? He did the.
So that was the
playing
last
that.
like big thing I remember him doing as a director. I don't know what it's been since Sounds Like Time Bandits. I think was after that, and I didn't watch either. But I think when he's in his zone of doing what he does best, you get pretty good movies. You get this one, Hunt for the Wilder People or Wilder People. I always say it wrong. I forget how it is. That's a good movie too. I recommend that one, even if you enjoyed this at all and you like this style. I recommend that one. Plus, you get to see Sam Neill, a movie of his, which you may have not seen before. But yeah, and I'm going to be honest, I enjoyed Thor Ragnarok. I liked that addition because so I know everybody complains that Thor kind of became a joke character and a comedic character where he never really was before. But to be honest, the Thor movies kind of sucked and they were boring and they weren't that great. So like his character needed a little bit of a something to make it different than what it was at the time. So I liked Thor Ragnarok. I thought it had good humor to it, and I thought it was a solid movie. It's just, it sounds like Thor Love and Thunder kind of wore that a little thin.
Yeah. I think he's. I don't even know what he's got coming out. I think
I'd have to look. Honestly, I thought he was getting
kind of went like.
I thought he was getting a Star Wars movie because he was a droid. I think the voice of a droid. Oh, did it? Okay, so maybe
that got cancelled.
Yeah, so maybe that's not happening anymore. I don't know. I have to take a look to see what he's up to.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of gonna be, not gonna be happening. He needs to go back to this where it's a bit more quirky, a bit more original than kind of fooding off existing IPs. I think that's what.
I mean, I think it's where he's done his best work, so why not?
Yeah, but saying that, like, if you actually look at his work with Time Bandits, you could actually see that kind of would have worked with him, especially like what he's done in the past. But he just went, no, I'm gonna go full Hollywood with it, and everybody hated it, and it's just like, you're doing something that is a British classic kind of not great movie, and then you just went, it's getting Phoebe out of Friends, who can't act. That's your main character, not the kids. It's it's a bit odd, but yeah, shame. Because he was I was like, ooh, stuff you actually like, and then didn't do it, but. Never mind. That's it. But yeah, very, very well recommended. Now, we're not doing next week, or possibly in the next week after. So we got a conflict between each other on that, so that's fine. But we do have next a great little British little classic. Very hard to find a full trailer on this. All I could find was the trailer I put, so I put that up again. It seemed like they did a very short trailer and then just movie clips. But we've got a we're gonna have Ab Fab lady. I always forget her name.
Bubble.
Sandy.
Jane Horrocks, who played Bubble on Ab Fab, and then
we're gonna
the great Sir Michael Caine.
And Ewan McGregor is in this as well.
And Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, so we got like a little bit of a British class. Now, Jay, definitely not seen this, have you?
No, never.
Little voice. That's it. So a little.
I don't think most Americans have seen it. I found it in my little bag of British tricks, along with Ned Devine.
But let's. It's a little bit of fun. It's a one that I put on because we needed a kind of one of them. One of them ones where it needs to be a bit more light-hearted and a bit more of So this is
this one gets dark though. It's lighthearted, but there's a little darkness in this one too.
So the only way I could find it was on IMDb.
All her life, Laura's been painfully shy.
Are you receiving me?
Then she met someone who's the life of the party.
I have this thing about saxophone players. I don't know what it is.
That's amazing.
It's the film critics are calling the year's funniest comedy. It's hilarious, charming, and wonderful. Siskel and Ebert give it 2 thumbs up. And now Michael Caine is a Golden Globe winner for Best Actor in a Comedy. Little Voice.
There you go. That's the only trailer I can
That's
find.
it.
So it doesn't give much away. So it'd be quite interesting. Sorry, coughing away here. But yeah, a nice little voice. There we go. A very British movie. that literally, I think after it went to Broadway and everything, didn't it? It had a lot of
Yeah. I think
the
there's a revival now.
shows.
I think it's back
Is it?
out on the stage. And I remember learning about it, reading in a magazine. I don't know, it could have been like Hello magazine or something way back when, where the article was about Jane Horrocks and the fact that she's playing this teenager who can do all these voices, over 30 different voices of different singers throughout the ages. And it was really Jane Horrocks doing all the voices. And it was sort of a weird party trick that she always had her whole life. So in a way, it was like life imitating art. Um, and yeah, and then I forget how I found it. I don't know if I somehow found it on television or found a rental or some way to stream it. But I saw it a few years ago, and thought, oh, this is really just cute. Again, a little dark. It's a dark comedy, but quite cute. And I just wanted to see her abilities, and it's pretty amazing what she does. So yeah, cute little film.
And did you watch Ab Fab?
I
Sorry, Jake.
did.
That's absolutely fabulous.
Yeah,
I have
was gonna
all
say,
the
I've never heard of
DVDs.
such a thing.
Oh my God. You've not watched Amphab.
It's
Patsy
a
and
very
No.
Adina.
woman, though. Yeah, it's very girly. It's a girl.
It's very
girls.
girly. It's very
Yeah.
girly. It's a divorced woman who's living way beyond her means and beyond her talents, by the way. She's kind of a dimwit, but because she has so many ex-husbands, she's been able to create like a multi-million-dollar media company that actually does nothing. They're a PR firm that does nothing, but she rubs noses with
There's been 2 movies of Ab Fab. I'm sure there's
at
been
least
like 2.
2. Yeah, there's been movies, there's been specials, there's been Red Nose Day specials, and over the years, the quality of the guest cast. I mean, you had like Kristen Scott Thomas, and just really Edward Richard E. Grant, and just Helena Bonham Carter. Really, really famous people doing little turns in guest spots. So I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
And they're always drunk, always champagne.
Champagne.
And Patsy. Is it Patsy, isn't it?
Liquid lunch
who-
for Patsy.
yeah, it's like
Patsy always has a liquid lunch.
And I'm doing that as well, a lot.
And that's the beautiful Dame Joanna Lumley. And if you've never seen Ab Fab, but the beautiful, elegant, former Bond girl, Dame Joanna Lumley, who's always just so prim and proper, she plays a drunk. And it's hilarious. And it's just so not like her. And you have to remind yourself that it was her play. And she loved it. And she loved every minute of it. So, yeah, it's a classic, a British girly classic, Ab Fab.
It's the Brit version of Sex in the City.
But better.
That makes
But
sense.
better.
then.
That better, but yeah, just more funnier.
Funny and drunker.
Funny.
Yeah.
That's it. But yeah, we got that, and then we got the week after, because we're not going to do the wheel because we're 1 week ahead. Is Jay's another pick, wasn't it? On the
I can't remember. What was it?
American Gangster.
Oh, that's right.
Gangster.
American Gangster.
Because
Okay.
we all said let's do it. You said we needed more Denzel, and we needed a gangster.
And the wheel
movie.
gave
we all
us-
said that, and then the
Yeah.
wheel gave
The
us.
wheel within the
No.
wheel.
Mhm.
Yes, that's it. So that is what Russell Crowe, Denzel Washington. I can't remember any else who's big in it.
I think that's the 2 biggest names
Yeah.
for sure. You had Ridley Scott, I believe, directed it.
Yes, yeah, one of his last okay movies, good movies, like what you want to call it. Yeah, and then he went, let's do whatever I want to do, and that's it. And then he did The Great Napoleon. Yay!
Ugh.
Yeah. But guys, have you had any more thought about Odyssey? And are you going to go and see Spider-Man?
Oh, for me, I'm definitely going to see Spider-Man. I'm actually looking forward to it. It's got good word of mouth so far. It's doing pretty well. So we'll see. We'll see what it is. I do like to think, or at least I guess hope, that Marvel has learned from some of its mistakes in the past 5-6 years. They've definitely slowed down, it seems like, and taken a breath in terms of just releasing
It's
shows
still
and
Sony,
movies
isn't it?
all
It's
the
still
time.
Sony, isn't it?
Well, this one still technically is the mix between the two. It's owned
Yeah.
by Sony, but it's part of the the MCU and all that. But it's just been kind of nice to see them take a little bit of a deep breath and just like relax a little bit on overproducing just all these countless shows and this and that and movies. So we'll get this one, and then we won't get anything until the next two Avengers movies, which I think is smart to just relax, just take a deep breath, get back to formula, back to basics, and try to make things that are good. Because will Marvel ever be what it was before? I don't think so. I think that's going to be impossibly hard to ever achieve what it did over that 11-year span. But it can still be a lot better than what it's been, and it can still be something fun that people look forward to going to the movies to see again. And I'd like to see that happen. So fingers crossed, Spider-Man is the first sign of that happening. So far, it sounds like that is, in terms of at least that movie in a vacuum, that it is a fun movie-going experience again. We'll see what happens next with Avengers movies that are coming out over the next couple of years. And then from there, you just got to kind of see where they go with it. So I am excited to see that. One of my favorite two superheroes too. So that'll be fun. And then in terms of Odyssey, I think I kind of just, stay where I left it. That stream that we had, and then having a little bit of time to do my video because it was difficult to edit it in a way that would get through copyright stuff. So having more time, I think an extra week and a half to really just digest it and get my thoughts clear. I think I leave it where I've left it, both in that episode we did and that review, where I just feel the same way. I think it was a good, entertaining movie, a decent to solid adaptation or version of trying to tell Homer's Odyssey. And, and that was that. Is it Nolan's greatest? No, I still don't think it's one of his greatest. Is it his worst? I still don't think it's one of his worst. I'd still say Tenet is probably his worst and one that I'll never watch again. So I think I have finally settled in on that is where I feel about it.
Yeah, I need to watch it, see how it holds up on the.
Well, I will. Screen. Yeah, I will watch it again just to see if that changes. So I guess I should say that's where I am now off one viewing. I do have to see it again to see if anything changes.
Talking about the because Spider-Man, part of the Avengers, is everybody who sits in the first 3 rows of an IMAX theater. Everybody looks like what's his name with the big chin. Like everything's like that. Who's he? What's his name in the Avengers? The baddie. Thanos.
Oh, Thanos. Yes.
Because it's like they've got that weird thing. Everybody's like,
yeah.
So everybody's like, don't go in the first.
Well, they've done it on this wrap around new theater screen that I haven't seen before. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I'd like that. I don't know that I like to look to the left and the right while I'm trying to watch what's in front of me. So I'd have to experience it to know. It seems a bit of a gimmick, but I don't know.
Not how is it? How the West was won? Yeah, How the West was won. It's the first original when they did it. If you actually watch one of the first things, because they compressed it, of course, for TV, but you can see the lines. So what they did is shot it 3 times. Mm-hmm. So one time they did that, and then they merged it. So when you was actually in the cinema back in the day, they had cinemas where you had to watch the whole panoramic view. And they squashed it, but in the actual original, as you can see the lines,
interesting,
where there was a break, because they had they didn't, of course, didn't know how we do all digital probably, there's no break, but that was an old thing. Everybody hated it. It was a gimmick that Hollywood done. Everybody hated it because when it's too confusing that it's the provision.
Yeah, it's a bit much. I feel like.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
I'd like to one day. I'd like to see it just to see what it's like. But I've seen some screenshots of it on. At least as far as advertisements, and it just looks too much.
Yeah, especially if they did proper more surround sound with them. That's the some of the sound effects they had when it's jarring. I wouldn't like that. But yeah, compared to Spider-Man, I think we're going to go and see it. I think we're going to, when the cinemas calm down a bit after the first boom, we're going to go.
I couldn't even find tickets for this weekend, to get two sitting next to each other, so my wife and I could go. Couldn't.
All the good seats were taken. So
yeah, theaters, absolutely. I think it just made. I have to read the tweet. I actually took a screenshot of it because I meant to send it to a friend of mine. I think it's the highest opening gross of all. I don't want to speak. Spider-Man Brand New Day. I'm reading it straight off of the Discussing Film tweet. Spider-Man Brand New Day officially had the biggest domestic opening of all time. Yeah, with 168 million. So I was going to say of all time, but I wasn't sure if it was actually just of all time for MCU. Massive opening. It's going to do crazy numbers. And it seems like that checks out because, like I said, I looked for seats for each of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And the most I could find was a couple solo seats speckled throughout different theaters. I couldn't find 2 next to each other for me and my wife.
Spider-Man's always going to be here. Is that it's probably the most popular cartoon comic character out there, and you can't knock what Tom Holland's done. He's just a likable person off screen, it seems like.
It does, yeah. It does seem that way.
And all the other ones, you watch any Spider-Man movie, and I know what Spider-Man 3 got a little bit of hurt, but I think it's they're enjoyable movies. Like, they're 12A, I think so they're not, that you can take, your teenagers and they're gonna love it. So it's they're fun. They're never they're just enjoyable. So
the only one I can say I didn't like was Andrew Garfield's second one. That was the only one I really didn't enjoy.
Is that one with Sandman, or is Sandman?
That's the one with Electro, where
okay.
and Green Goblin, Harry Osborn as Green Goblin.
Yeah.
It just felt too much like a teenage drama with the whole him and the Gwen Stacy stuff. It just didn't hit for me. It felt like a CW teenage drama show a lot of times. So that one didn't, and I didn't like the take on Electro. I think the way Jamie Foxx played it was, they had Jamie Foxx play it, was too goofy and it just didn't work. So I was actually happy to see him get a chance to kind of correct that when he was in the last Spider-Man movie, Jamie Foxx, that is. But yeah, you're right. I think Spider-Man is one that's always going to put, people in the theater to go see it. So that's why I think this is such an interesting time for Marvel, to hear them to hear Kevin Feige kind of admit that, he's flat out admitted at this point that they sacrificed quality for quantity. And he has seemingly learned that that's a mistake, which credit to him for, saying that publicly. I suppose with ego and all that goes involved into being in that position. It takes a lot to kind of, publicly say that. So fair enough. But it becomes now, do you fix it? And, it seems like slowing down is a good step. Refocusing on your major titles is a good step. Spider-Man, and then the next two films will be 2 Avengers films, I think, if I have the timeline right. Forgive me if I don't. It sounds like X-Men is going to be something that's coming next as well. Obviously, we already have an introduction of the Fantastic Four. So again, you're sticking with big names. X-Men seems to be next. Ghost Rider was just announced, Ryan Gosling.
See, this is what I think this was played into. I'm going to take it off the wall.
I thought for a second there was like an earthquake happening over there.
Take it off the wall. It's because Ghost Rider there's only 2 people that can stop the Hulk, really, in the comics. Except for the ones who've got proper supernatural powers and probably, can put him in. Is Ghost Rider versus Hulk. And there's multiple ones. I've got another one over there with Ghost Rider. There we go. Right there. Taking it off the wall. So there's a lot of Ghost Rider versus Hulk. And it's when Hulk goes bad, and of course Ghost Rider is when he looks into you, he can you see all the hurt you've done, and he kind of makes him go into coma. The only other person that can stop him is Spider-Man. Webs, loads of webs can kind of put him in like a cage. The rest kind of put him in an alternative reality, but he can still get out. So they're the only 2. So I wonder if they're playing on, because of the trailer and kind of spoilers that we've heard about the Hulk, is later on it's going to be Hulk and they're going to do a crossover, because I don't mind Nicolas Cage's versions. There's just no crossover, whereas the Ghost Rider really does a lot of crossover in a lot of his ones. He's my favorite Marvel character.
I didn't know that. No kidding.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to see how they do it, because I think Nicolas Cage if you're going to do it, go dark. They didn't go dark enough. They made it kind of in the middle.
It was very early 2000s superhero tone and vibe, which, they weren't too adventurous with those movies yet in terms of trying to do different things. It was very formulaic and all that. So fair enough. I like you said, I enjoy those movies enough, but you could do Ghost Rider a lot better. And I'm interested to see if that's like Marvel's opportunity to do that now. Again, take a breath, slow down with the production of all these, I'm sorry, but C-list, D-list characters.
It's going to have to be a win on Doomsday, though, isn't it?
It's going to have to, absolutely. Because like you said, Spider-Man was always going to win. Avengers, it's big because of what it was. But if it's not the same, it's, we know that it's not the same Avengers cast that it was in those other movies either. So, it's a slightly different one this time. Obviously, we're getting some returning faces with Steve Rogers and Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr., but a totally different role, so that doesn't really count. But it's not those original Avengers. It's a different one. It's ones that come from movies that haven't been super successful across the board. So going to have to see, does it work? And, we'll see. I do think it's at least good signs that they seem to be changing
Well,
the
they've got
methods
to.
that they've been doing
I'm
over the
hoping
past
they
6
stop
years.
the multiverse and then go back. You need like
This has to be the end of it. This has to be the end of the multiverse.
I don't
stuff.
mind when you have crossover. Is when they all did it to a pivot, and I think that when you go to a triangle, it's like everything's got to be one together. Is they messed up? Like you need to have your standalone movies, and that's why I think Spider-Man, because he's Sony, they did so well. Is because they managed to go, no, Marvel, we don't have to actually listen to what you're doing. We don't have to be part of this pyramid and then just be like part of just be standalone. So I think they have worked well because you can just watch the Spider-Man movie. And this one's got a bit of link now because of Marvel need to keep Spider-Man part of the Avengers story. But we're seeing that because the only person that wasn't in the Doomsday trailers or part of the thing was Tom Holland. Mm-hmm. So I wonder what they're doing there. Is this going to be Tom Holland's last? It's going to be interesting to see if this is going to be him done and dusted. But I think he's probably got one more. Probably he looks young. He probably could have.
I mean, it depends how long he wants to do it. Honestly, I think because not for nothing, but whether you like or don't like Tom Holland, I do. I think he's a pretty solid actor, and I think he can honestly be a pretty good actor in some cases. Mm-hmm. You know what? I'd actually go ahead and say that he's a good actor. I wouldn't even just say solid. I'd say I think he's a good actor. And he's kind of like the $1 billion man. I mean, his movies, if he's in a movie, it usually does really well. I'm sure you can point to a few that didn't, but all of his Spider-Man movies, I think, made big money. This one's going to do phenomenal, I think, money-wise. The Odyssey is looking like it's going to be a $1 billion movie. So, I mean, like or not like the guy, he turns in good profit for these companies. So I can't see Sony being too in a rush to say, hey, Tom, we want to cast somebody new. I think it's really going to come down to how long he wants to do it. So we'll see there.
Yeah. But it's strange he's not anywhere near the Doomsday project. Or hiding it out. I think they're holding out for a couple of surprises in that. I think they're going to, at the end, it will be, some originals. I think they're going to bring back probably Scarlett Johansson's character. I think that would be
with multiverse stuff,
multiverse, and then Tom Holland. I think they probably do some dirty on one of the probably one of the Spider-Mans. I think to kind of clear it all up, but clean it up to say this is the direction we want to go. From the original one, like Hawkeye, he's not in it. We've not seen that.
Yeah, we haven't seen him or the replacement, or Kate Bishop, the replacement Hawkeye that came in from that series. So we haven't seen her in anything since.
I think there's going to be an opening to that. I think you're going to have that. And I think, what's it called? Future Wars is the next one, isn't it?
Secret Wars. Yeah, that's the one after that. So, again, more multiverse stuff. So my big thing is just okay, you can get me on board for – I'm sick to death of the multiverse. I think it's been a crutch Marvel's been using to try to keep themselves afloat with look who we're bringing back type of stuff. However, I think there are times where, even though it's a bit of a crutch and it's a bit of a gimmick, they have done it well. I would look to Deadpool and Wolverine. I think they did it well. So there are in Spider-Man No Way Home with the other two Spider-Men coming back. I think they did it well. So I do feel like right now Doomsday is a case of I think they're going to do it well. I hope that they do it well, and I think I could see it being done well with the X-Men. I love those X-Men movies. I'm happy to see them come back. In what capacity, I don't know. We'll see. I think you could do it well. It just has to be done.
Is there too many? Who's you looking at? Are you doing it from Doomsday's point of view? Or are you doing it from whose point of view? Because who's the leader now? Who's the leader? You've got you got is it Reese Richards? Is it going to be who? It's going to be because then you got Magneto and all that are coming back, aren't they? And everybody else. So is it going to be Dr. X? Xavier is going to be the lead. Who's going to be the main drive? You got that goodie story, but you need that main one. Like the Avengers did it quite well. They mostly did it like it was Captain America, Iron Man. That was your main two. Everybody else was really the side characters. You didn't really follow their story. It was always centered around them two in a certain way. This, I hope they just didn't get too many characters and it gets everybody confused, or it'll piss people off in the first 10 minutes, and then half the characters you kind of liked are out. I do
think it'll be however they do it, whether it's kind of like taking them out of it or just using them in small doses. I do have a feeling the X-Men from Fox Universe X-Men will be sort of a limited involvement. I think it will try to focus more on, the Fantastic Four, the Thunderbolts or New Avengers, whatever they call them. I still haven't watched that movie. I think they'll try to focus on that because that's who they really need to try to propel the MCU forward, is those characters. I do think the inclusion of the Fox X-Men is a bit of a gimmick. It doesn't mean I can't still enjoy it. Like I enjoyed seeing Blade and Elektra come back and Deadpool and Wolverine. But I don't expect that they're gonna have a huge role in it. And it does sound like they're getting ready to cast a new set of X-Men to go forward with that anyway.
Use the guys like was it
Fassbender and McAvoy,
Scottish guy. Yeah, why not
James
bring them
McAvoy?
back?
I think, to be honest, so I really liked X-Men First Class, and I actually thought Days of Future Past was really good as well. But after that, those movies just weren't good. So I think that Apocalypse.
But it's not bad to the actor; it's the writing. So bring them back.
Well, right, but I think they probably just want to start fresh and move on from it. And there's more nostalgia for your, Sir Ian McClellan's Magneto, and there's just more nostalgia for those ones than there is the Michael Fassbender group. That it's like, why don't we just, again, this is that little bit of the multiverse crutch that Disney likes to use to keep things afloat and build up hype. So I get it. But I'm hoping that it happens well.
When Fassbender and God, you just said his name.
James McAvoy.
McAvoy. I can never say his name. I can always see his face. When they came in though in those roles, I was doubtful, and then as soon as I saw the first film, I was like, oh my gosh. He McAvoy really matches with Patrick's, so
I thought they did great.
They were so good to match with each other's styles, not to mimic them, but I thought it was good. I thought they were quite good. You're right. I mean, the movies themselves got lousy, but I did like their performance.
And it's such a shame too, because they started off so strong. I mean, Days of Future Past is honestly one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. It's in like my top 5 or 6, I'd say. It's such a good movie, and I really like First Class as well. And then came Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix, and it just wasn't very good.
Is they the thing where what's his name out of Game of Thrones is the baddie?
Yes, Peter Dinklage is Bolivar Trask.
Yeah, I couldn't remember someone. Yeah, that one's good. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, the other one, and then they the
Apocalypse one. And Apocalypse was that one. Oscar.
I can't even get through that movie without going.
It's not good.
It's terrible.
To be honest, Dark Phoenix is even worse. If you ask me, that was the worst of them all. So I think they just want to kind of distance from that.
Nobody's done the Phoenix character right.
No, they haven't. Let's not I don't like to put rose-colored glasses because X-Men 3 that tried to do Dark Phoenix story, the Wolverine, the Hugh Jackman X-Men, the original trilogy, they tried a Dark Phoenix story too, and that movie sucks also. I can watch it and enjoy it because I have nostalgia for it, because I first watched it when I was a kid and I didn't realize it wasn't very good. I was kind of just happy to see all the characters. But when you go back and watch it, you're like, "Ooh, this movie is not good at all." So
but in the original one, the Fox one, it is centered again. I said who they're going to center at. That's a Wolverine. All 3 of them is a Wolverine trilogy. Everyone is supported.
Yeah, largely.
That's like that. But I wonder if they're going to bring back Hugh Jackman then, because they're going to have to. Or,
I mean, it doesn't sound like he wants to be retired from it like he did after Logan. Obviously, he came back for that one already.
He good. You got to say that. Like, he's like what? He's like nearly 60 or something, isn't he? I'm like,
gotta be.
Jesus,
I would imagine.
Like, look good.
But he did seem interesting.
So that's fine. That's A class.
He did. He looked good.
It's a whole big bag of money he's going to get every time he comes back too. So I mean, again, I think it's one of those cases of like, as long as you want to do it, come do it.
Are they going to bring Ryan Reynolds? He's going to carry on if he can milk Deadpool.
So
oh my God.
So it did go a little bit viral of him. Yeah. Well, he showed up at Comic-Con and kind of was like, "Is there any more room in the movie for me?" So I'm sure he's going to pop in one of these next 2 Avengers movies for sure.
It's got to be.
I mean, again, another $1 billion movie that movie was. So of course Disney's going to want to bring that back.
You could bring him, like anybody who died because it's multiverse also could come back. So you could get Wesley Snipes.
Get everybody. There's nobody.
Card. I forgot his Gambit.
Gambit.
He's in the trailer. He's in the trailers, isn't he? So
Who
else we got? We could have. Yeah, you could have anybody.
I mean, there's nobody that's off the table at this point, because you've even ventured into, you could Andrew Garfield's world and some of his villains, because I think they did the Lizard and they did Jamie Foxx's Electro.
Yes.
I mean, literally anybody. Dane DeHaan could come back as a version of the Green Goblin if they wanted to. I don't think anybody's really, begging for that to happen, but the door's open for pretty much anything that's been done, which again, those are the times where it's like, man, the multiverse is a cool concept. The problem is it's just been done so poorly and so often that it's been done to death. You know,
Fantastic Four. I have that.
Yeah, you could. You could bring back, Jessica Alba and well, they did Chris Evans, Johnny Storm, and Deadpool.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's all on the table.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck's Daredevil. Come on, I want to see Ben Affleck's Daredevil. Bring it back.
That'd be hilarious. Yeah, that would be great. Oh my god! But this is the thing is, you've got that, but it's how they close the multiverse. They have to do it at one point to just clean up their movies. Yeah, but it's also to so they can do side projects as well. Like, because at the moment it's such a mess and there's no
it's too much
consequence of like people dying. So at the moment they just need to close it down, get Doomsday to do something, even if he dies or whatever, just to close the multiverse. And if they want to do like, this is world whatever,
Earth Prime, or whatever DC stuff that they like to do, like something to just say, okay, this is Earth 1, all the other stuff is done. This is the new timeline,
and it's very confusing. And how you say, the geeks know there's different timelines and different multiverses in different genres, and there's different comics that went off of that, and that was part of this one. We know that crap. The normal people just go, I'm getting very confused.
I can't blame them for it.
She was like, well, what is that? Why are they back? I thought they died in that. Yeah, and I have to go, yeah, but because of that TV show that you never watched, they explained it in that. And like, like people like, I always have to, like Wolverine, Deadpool and Wolverine. I like that movie. It's quite. It is what it is. It's not great. It's a lovable. It gets back
just
together.
Good fun.
And it's just good fun. But try and explain to somebody the TVA and they've not watched the Loki series is very, very hard, because then you just see that, are you being stupid face? Every time I explain to somebody, they're like, that's just stupid. I'm like, yeah, it is. I get that you think it is stupid, but that's how they did it. And that's why they think. And that's the problem is, I think what Marvel and DC have they need to grasp off is like, I don't need to watch that program that I don't care about to watch that movie. And that's the problem is at the moment. That especially Marvel went into this thing is like,
it's too much. The series was too much.
Yeah, like whatever stages they had, and then they went into these offshoot Marvel bits about not even B characters, like
you're talking like Z-list people, like
who was the guy who died in the Avengers with the cards?
Phil Coulson.
Phil.
Yeah.
And then they had an offshoot of that. Why do I need to? Why? I don't want to know about Phil. Come on.
Right. Well, hubris caught up to them. They thought they could just make any Agatha all along. Like, what are we doing here? And that's the stuff where it's like, you're talking Z-list characters that even nerds have to for a second do a Google search. Like, wait, what character? I don't even remember what this person's from. That's how far they were going into the bag of the roster, I guess I should say. And it's like, there's no reason for that. Just stay focused. Stay focused on Fantastic Four, X-Men, Spider-Man, Avengers. Just stay focused on that and take a deep breath. Like just relax.
They went off, like, when you look at the first probably 3 Iron Man movies, really good. I like them. The first, second one is a bit ropey in parts, but you like them. But yeah, Iron Man is in one of the original Avengers from the comics, but he wasn't very well received. Iron Man comics didn't do as well as everybody else.
No, like a C-list character, you could say.
Yeah, but they perceived him in the Robbie Downey Jr. did a great part on that, and they portrayed it and did the writing so well that you cared about the character.
Right.
You actually, you went on this journey with him. So when he died, spoilers, you actually cared about it. But they have gone too far into, let's look at like 90s comics, 2000 comics. It started when it started dying off. Like, you do have some characters like, who they? And then you have to look at it, and it branches off into this obscure universe or anything. You're like, why? Just give me something really good about a character. And that's the thing. They delved everybody who you know. And most people, if you just went, name me superheroes, Spider-Man's going to be number one. Probably Captain America because of the movies. Iron Man
because of the movies.
Superman. Yeah, and then you're going to go to DC. Batman beat DC. After that, a lot of people will be like,
X-Men.
yeah, you're going to be like X-Men, but then they won't know the characters.
Well, I was going to say, you won't necessarily know
Wolverine.
all the roster. You'd probably, you'd get Wolverine, and then you'd say,
Ryan
the guy
Reynolds
in the
was
wheelchair.
and then you can, and that's it. And then you're starting to like really like grips it, like so we could probably, between us, we probably could go for like 50 plus. But most people, they're not going to get past 10, and that's it. And that's what they forget is once you start to introduce characters that nobody cares about, or never heard of, you like Madam Web. Never heard of Madam Web before because I've never looked at. But that is, again, you have to go you have to deep dive into that lore to know there was once a character called Madam Web in a comic, then went into their own. But was it a good seller? No, it wasn't. That is the problem. Like you're grasping at something. Like you can make the X-Men cool and then do offshoots of the really cool ones but they're a group. It's just they've lost their way. They need to bring it back. They're going to make loads of money. They're always going to be on. I think Marvel have got a better chance than DC, always hitting $1 billion because you've got
I would say so at this point.
Them. Yeah, DC. James Gunn. I'm sorry.
It's just been a mess.
It's just been a nightmare. It's been a mess.
It has not been very good.
Like you tried to do one thing that worked in one universe and not in the other. Like how they've not, how you've not knocked out a Batman already, and you're waiting for I would have sat.
And you've now done Superman. Well, let's just ignore Creature Commandos, which was awful, and the Peacemaker show, which I couldn't even finish because I thought it was awful. But let's just go for the movies. You've done Superman, Supergirl, Superman coming up next, and then Clayface. Oh, sorry, Superman, Supergirl, Clayface, Superman. What the hell are you doing, James? Like, what kind of a plan is that? How do you start your new? The formula was easy: Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, go. Just go. Go from there. And you've done this. So 2 Superman movies, a Supergirl sandwiched in between, and Clayface, which I'll admit, the Clayface trailer I thought looks interesting, looks good. I'm a fan of Clayface. I like Batman's villain, so I'll watch it. Will the masses? No. Who cares about Clayface if you're not already a Batman fan?
You have to put Batman. You have to do Batman first. You have to do Batman.
He doesn't have the Joker level of notoriety where you can do a Joker movie without a Batman because everybody knows Joker. Nobody knows Clayface if you're not a comic nerd.
I can't remember. Sandy, what was our scores for Superman?
Let me see.
Because
I think I was a 6 at best.
And we all said that has to be your home run. That has to make you and everybody. I even when it comes on, I'm turning it over. I'm like,
I still haven't gone back to rewatch it.
No, I've not watched it in its entirety. I've seen it. It's like you flicking through the channels, and it's come on, and I stop and pause and go, oh, it's that stupid scene. And then
gave it a 4.
I gave it a 4. Yeah, I wouldn't go past that.
I gave it a 5. Jay gave it a 6, and I think we said I actually moved mine up by half because I had it at a 4.5, and I said, okay, maybe I'm being too critical.
But that's
maybe
the
I
thing
wasn't. Maybe it needs to come back down.
But that's the thing is, we've all said when it was that less of importance in our head that we've not even gone. Let's give it a rewatch.
Oh, never.
Let's try.
No,
I enjoyed parts of it to make me give it a rewatch. That had to be a home run. If that had that, the worst thing I think I don't get why he went Supergirl. The Supergirl, what did it? 89? I'm gonna go for 88, something like that. When that
something like that,
nobody cares. I say nobody cares about Supergirl. If you want to do female, do Wonder Woman.
They never really have. Like she's never really been a successful. No. I can't think of a super successful comic run if she's even had any. I feel like a lot of her comics end up getting canceled. And they did a Supergirl TV show which wasn't very popular. Like it was in that whole CW universe, but I don't believe it was popular. I'd have to look at the ratings, but it was like the one CW show I never watched because again, and then everybody's, a lot of people will come in with, oh, you just don't like female heroes nonsense, which is just ridiculous. Because that's not the case. I just don't like that character. I love Wonder Woman the character, and I like that first movie. I thought it was good.
Yeah,
but in general, I've always liked Wonder Woman as a character.
But the movie was great. 1984 is
that one I didn't watch.
That
then
is
bring
stupid.
it back or recast. If you don't like the actress because of politics, recast. You make sure you get that casting right now. But them not to introduce that yet, and then have Robert Pattinson and if you think he's a good actor or not a good actor, is be that problematic because you can't settle down with what you need to do. So he keeps on going, I can't do it this year. You didn't have a car, you didn't have it ready. So I've got this commitment now. Is look at what you're doing. Is your screenplay that bad that you're rewriting?
Well, that's a concern in and of
one of
itself.
the easiest storylines you can do. Make him a detective and make him kick ass. All you got to do is make it dark as and make him noble. He doesn't kill anyone, but he still kick ass. You know, like that. You could have so many of the graphic novel ones. Take them and just run with it.
Well, that's
like
the thing
that.
is you
And
have
it's
so
it's
much material to get inspiration from.
How
like,
you not had?
How
that
have you
should be
struggled
Batman
for
should be
6
number 3
years?
by now. Yeah.
You would think. You would
You know,
think.
how many people like I know Rob Pattinson, you had Ben Affleck before that, and then who was the one before?
Christian Bale.
You had to be Christian
Christian
Bale.
Bale, Val Kilmer, Michael Keaton. I mean,
Yeah.
Christian Bale had a trilogy.
You forgot the greatest.
George
no,
Clooney.
no,
of
I'm not
course.
going to say it. I don't like George Clooney.
Not a good Batman. I said this on my and Jay special. Not a good Batman. A very good Bruce Wayne.
Good,
Yeah, he
I'll
did have the
give him
Bruce Wayne
that.
side of things.
I'll give him
That's it.
that.
And that's what somebody said. Tobey Maguire, great Peter Parker.
Yes.
But and then because of the effects, Garfield is a good Spider-Man, and then Tom has just got it all. But he's
Yeah,
not
I don't
the
like
level of
Andrew
each other one.
Garfield, so I'm not an
No,
Andrew
but not Andrew
fan.
Garfield
Yeah.
as he's acting, but how he portrays and how he does the stuff.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
So yeah, I
that's it.
thought he was because I think he was kind of a weaker Peter Parker, but I do think what he did in the
too.
Spider-Man suit was good, especially with just like the quips and the constant remarks and the smart assery, for lack of a better term, that Spider-Man does have while he's fighting his villains. There's always these remarks and smart ass comments, things like that. So I do think Andrew got that right. I think, yeah, I would agree. I think Peter was better done by Toby. Spider-Man probably slightly better done by Andrew. And then, yeah, Tom tends to seem like he has the full package of it. The only problem is I don't love the version of Spider-Man they've chose to tell with
I don't like
the whole
suits and stuff.
the whole
Yes.
Iron Man Jr. stuff. Like that's
No.
I want the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, build his own
you've got
stuff,
amazing-
struggles,
is
all
it-
that kind of stuff.
You got amazing. Sorry for the kind, but and then the
Spectacular. Is that
Spectacular.
yeah.
Yeah, that's like Garfield's one. Like, what's the name of that? And I don't know what they're doing with this one. There may be new ones that go into this play, but I'm guessing they're written to comprehend that Iron Man is like a mentor. And yeah, it's not.
They did an animated series for Spider-Man that was heavy into him being an Avenger, and this was, I think, just before he actually made his way to the MCU. But they did a lot, and I couldn't tell you how much they've done it in the comics, but at least in animation, I've seen them do this version of Spider-Man before, where it is like Iron Man Jr. and he's got a lot of influence from the Avengers and the technology and all that, and it's just not my quintessential version of Spider-Man. I like the one that struggles like normal people. I do. Oh no, I have no issue with the movies. I do like them.
And that's
it's just not my preferred version of them.
No.
Which it sounds like in this one they're going more towards what my preferred version is: the struggling photographer and college student, and just struggles in his relationship, struggles to make ends meet, struggles with the dual identity. Like that relatability side of him is what I think makes Spider-Man such a great character, and Peter Parker, which is why like I said, I do like the Tom Holland movies a lot. I actually like all of them. There's not one that I don't like. It's just, it's not my favorite version of how to tell, who Spider-Man is. And Peter Parker, for that matter.
There we go. But we can get some Geek on soon then, aren't we? We're going to have some good movies, hopefully. So when's
Hopefully.
Doomsday's next year?
This December, I think. And then I think a year later should be Secret Wars.
What's the name's been pushed back to late 27? Batman, hasn't it? Or
Batman,
28?
I do believe, has been pushed again now into 27. I think it's early 2027, but I could be wrong. But I do believe it got pushed again. Or did it get pushed to 28?
I don't know. I don't think it was 20. I think there was a bigger gap.
Yeah, I think it might have gotten pushed to 28, to be honest.
Because I remember you saying that everybody thought Ben Affleck was too old to play Batman. Now Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, he's older than
than
at that point,
Affleck.
which is just crazy.
And then
it's February 18th, 2028.
So that'll be 6 years, because I think his came out in March of 22 or 21. So 6 or 7 years between sequels is, for this genre and the way it's been structured for years now, that's way too long.
And you think about Batman, there's so much of it can be done practical, so you won't have to go into CGI. So
Robert Pattinson will be 41.
Wow.
That makes me feel very old.
I mean, he was literally cast to be a younger Batman to carry a franchise. That is just
good grief.
Crazy.
I think that's like, there must be a contract there. Somebody should have sacked him. Like I said, no, we're going with somebody else. Thank you very much for your.
I mean, at this point, if the Penguin wasn't such a good success, I think they would have abandoned his.
But you keep the Penguin. Keep the Penguin.
Well,
when's that next season coming out then?
At this point, who knows? Because they have to do this movie first. So we're looking at 2030 for that. If it wasn't a success, I think when James Gunn got this job, they would have just sacked that whole thing. But because that Batman, I think, did decent in terms of money, and then Penguin had such high praise, I think they felt like, oh, let's try to do two things at once. You do James, your stuff, and then we'll work on this as an Elseworlds. And it's just been put on the back burner for these, movies that James Gunn is making. So it's a mess. WB has done nothing but make a mess of DC in a DC movie verse, whether it was the Snyderverse or this one. They've done nothing but make it messy, and almost go out of their way to make it messy. Even with James Gunn saving, some of the characters that he used in Snyder's verse to bring it to this one and just act like the Snyderverse didn't happen. Like they've just made a total mess of it all.
How WB should be the most lucrative company on Earth, because it had Batman and Harry Potter, for goodness sakes. And I'm not saying it messed up Harry Potter, but you've got.
It still has time to mess up Harry Potter. We'll see.
It can print money. But hey, let me ask you guys some questions. I want to ask you some trivia because you're asking about Batmans.
I'm going to get my books.
Okay, so who was the oldest to play Batman in their first Batman role?
The oldest?
What?
I feel like
the first role.
Michael Keaton. No, would it have been George? See, George throws me off because he always has that gray hair that looked older.
Okay, Michael Keaton was 37. Clooney was 36. Ben Affleck was 43.
Oh, I should have known that. I didn't even think of that. That's right. Yeah.
And the youngest of the initial Batmen was Christian Bale. Was only 31. Now, Christian Bale to me seemed older. So it goes in this order, and we do count the Batman movie that Adam West made. Adam West was 37. Michael Keaton was 37. Val Kilmer was 35. Clooney was 36. Christian Bale, 31. Affleck, 43. Pattinson was 35. So same age as Val Kilmer. So, and older than Christian Bale.
Why can't I get somebody in their 20s? There's got to be somebody who's got that maturity to play Batman in their 20s now.
Even if it's your later 20s, like 20, I was just going to say 27 to 29, just to try to milk a little extra time out of, an actor's ability to play that kind of role.
Yeah, because someday they're going to be like, my knees are hurting, I don't want to, see you at 30, you're like, damn it, my knees, what's going on here? Yeah, what's that in my back now? You don't want to be running around as Batman. But Batman is like your golden goose for
should be
these Warner Brothers. It's
Superman should be also, and it hasn't quite been a golden goose, so who knows? Well, I will say though, in fairness, I still actually really like the casting of David Cornsweet as Superman. Even the few clips of him I've seen from what he's in Supergirl, I just feel like he really nails that Clark Kent charisma and wholesomeness. I gotta say, I didn't like the firing of Henry Cavill. I didn't necessarily not like the casting of David Cornsweet in the beginning. I just really didn't care for the firing of Henry Cavill. So it took me a little bit to warm up to the idea that we'd even get a new person playing Superman. But I gotta say, I think he's the highlight of that Superman movie. And from the clips I've seen, I will watch this Supergirl movie eventually. But from the clips I've seen of him in it, again, I feel like he really does just exude that Clark Kent nature that I really like. I got to say, I am interested in seeing more of him play the character. It's just got to be in better movies, or they're going to can the whole thing and they're going to recast him again.
They have to. Well, but the thing is, the problem is, I think as well, and I think I know the answer. But what movie are you going to watch? Henry Cavill's Superman first one or this one?
Oh, I'm watching Man of Steel. I've watched it a bunch of times already, and I'd watch it a bunch more. I love Man of Steel. I know people are up and down about it, especially with the General Zod ending, but I find that movie to be fantastic. I love that telling of Superman.
Well, the good thing about David Cornsweet is he's only 33 years old. Aha!
See, and like that's what you think you'd be the age you'd be looking for Batman too, because it's been what his first movie was 2025, so they probably filmed it in about 2024. So he's had the role for good couple years now. He's already got one movie out. Number 2's already on its way. He's made cameos in Supergirl. So you'd think you'd want somebody young like that you can, again, use as the character for the foreseeable future. Because, I mean, look at Hugh Jackman. He's still playing Wolverine at 57, I think Daryl said in chat. So that's 20-some-odd years. So, I mean, God, when did how old did you say he is, Sandy? 30 what?
33.
33, so he got the role at 31. I mean, you could be playing that role for another 20, 25 years.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why they wouldn't do the same with Batman, but we'll see.
No, they need to sort out Batman. They need to sort out Batman and actually get him. And they need to sort out who you're going to have a Joker. They need a good Joker. And I think the worst thing is I think they're headstrong on Heath Ledger. I think they've got that is what you got to do. And it's a hard place to hard role to film because it was so good. But give your own take. Don't let Jared Leto do his own take though, because that was
that was too much.
Far out there. That was a bit too weird. Everybody was like, "What are you doing?" But they got to do that, and you got now Penguins now down, and you just need good Riddler. You just need those three because that's what normal people know.
Riddler would be.
I think I mentioned
you can get that.
It would be such a great character because Batman is the world's greatest detective, and you've got to have I like that intellectual side, the leaving the clues and figuring stuff out. You don't have to be a young Batman to do that. I don't know. I think Riddler's been an overlooked character, and it's sad. I really hated what Jim Carrey did to that character.
I did.
Yeah,
I liked
like
what Paul. I liked some of what they did with Paul Dano's Riddler. I think they went a little too Zodiac with it.
Yeah, at the end he got a bit. Oh, I don't like. I liked it, and then I didn't like it. If that makes
sense. Once you got to the jail interrogation scene, I was kind of like, "Ooh, I don't love what you're doing with the character here." But I liked.
You got to give him costume. You got to give him look at what he looked like. I don't know, like he's coming out of a nuclear asylum.
Yeah, well, it was like the attempt of doing the Zodiac taped up mask or whatever that whole thing was, and it was like, okay, I see what you were going for, but I want it to be a little bit more. I don't know if I want to say the costume had to be flamboyant, but it doesn't have to be the spandex with the question marks all over it and the bowler hat. We don't have to do that, but something to make it feel, I don't know, just a little less, serial killer that it went for, and more of this guy who's got this cocky confidence of I'm the smartest person. He was very creepy and weird in that movie, and Riddler should be a little bit more arrogant and cocky and theatric and animated and flamboyant. I guess really is a perfect word for it. That should all be in there for that character, not this dark, gritty, kind of wannabe Zodiac thing. Again, in the setting of that movie, did I think it was okay? And did I think Paul Dano do some good things with it? Yes. I did like the overall kind of plot of what Riddler was up to in terms of just the breadcrumbs he leaves, the people he's going after, the political stuff in it. I think they had a decent Riddler plot. It was just played a little bit odd, in my opinion. I do think it fits that story in that kind of world that they built with that version of Batman and Gotham. But like I said, I just want something a little bit different, a little bit more like what I'm used to when it comes to Riddler. I don't think he's been done justice yet.
No, I want to see Riddler and Batman like Holmes and Moriarty.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not saying opinions are always divided on Andrew Scott, and because he does go over the top. I don't know, Jay, if you saw the British Sherlock series.
With Benedict Cumberbatch?
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yep,
and
I've seen a couple seasons of it. It was good. I liked it.
I love Andrew Scott's Moriarty. I know he went way over the top. I know, but for this production, it had to be so zany, crazy, over, just over the top.
Oh yeah.
And that reminds me of like what I think a Riddler should be. This very thinking, arrogance, the word, you know. I mean, Moriarty in this production is exceedingly cruel. Um, but I like the way he played that. Now, do we have a problem now where we say, oh, Andrew Scott's just playing Andrew Scott? Yes, because he takes that, what he had there, and I've never seen a subdued performance. Now, I know he's been on stage in some very good, productions, but the most recent one I saw is his spin on Uncle Vanya, which is called Vanya, and it's a one-man show, and he's playing every character. And if you can imagine the frantic kind of Andrew Scott you get in some production, take that times 100, because he's
Isn't
playing.
he in Pressure?
What's that? I
He's
haven't
in
seen it
Pressure,
yet.
right?
No, I haven't seen
No.
it yet.
No.
He's the weatherman.
Is that yet? Yeah.
Hopefully he's a little subdued in that, but he's playing Vanya, and he's playing every character on stage at the same time, and it's just maniacal, and it's crazy, and it's so good. I just like that. So anyway, I think that would be an interesting Riddler.
Mhm.
No, I think Marvel got a little path. I don't think James Gunn has actually got an idea what. I think he had a route of what he wanted to do. I think now I don't think he has, and probably the merger has not helped. But you got to have an outline of your characters, and then having that. What's the monster thing called, Jay? What was it? Thing?
Oh, Creature Commandos. Oh my god, it was awful.
Why would you even bother? It's like, and it's just you need to focus on one thing, and it's just like, do that, and it's just
and
like,
that was one of the things. One of the things he said at the beginning too was just this big ambitious idea that was unnecessary. It was the whole, I want a connected universe of movies, film, television, or streaming, whatever streaming shows, however you want to look at that one, video games and animated. And it's like, you don't have to have all that stuff. No. Like this Clayface, I think one of the guys in charge over there had just confirmed, I could be wrong, so I have to fact check me, but I think one of them had said recently that it is the same Clayface that showed up in Creature Commandos. And it's like, again, fact check me to be sure that that's right. But if it is, it's like, dude, how many people do you think watched that awful show? Yeah. I think I'm one of the few poor fools who actually sat through the whole thing. Like, what makes you think, even if it is, what makes you think anybody cares that it is? Like, oh, you think I'm going to go rush to watch Creature Commandos because of this Clayface movie? Like, no one's going to go do that. So he's not even in it very much, if I recall. It's like in an episode or two, very briefly. But yeah, just way too ambitious, and not even ambition that I think is like impressive. Like sometimes you can be ambitious and fail, and I can say, okay, at least what you were trying to do was something that I can say would have been pretty cool if you pulled it off. I don't think it would even be all that cool if you pulled off this connected universe throughout 4 or 5 different mediums. Like, I don't see the point in it. I don't think it would be impressive. I don't think it would be all that cool. It's almost a bit of like, it seems like trying to one-up Marvel, where it's like, oh, you guys did a whole connected film universe, and now you've branched into series. We'll do you one better. We'll add animation and video game. And it's like, all right, just stop it. How about you just make one knock it out of the park movie first, and then you figure out if you can branch it into 6 or 7 different other mediums?
But I say, the back in the day sounds a bit odd. It's like you had a good movie, then they did the spin-off game. You didn't have it the other way around. Like you're doing an intermediate game around it. No, I want to play the movie I just watched and like have
right.
Have some fun.
Well, and that's what it was too. Is those movies were all just licensed movie tie-in games. So like if you were playing Spider-Man 2 on PlayStation, for example, you were just playing a game based on that movie, not a game trying to further progress a connected universe into its own story. So what happens when people don't play that 40-hour superhero game? And they're wondering what the hell this story I'm watching on the screen is, because it's related to a 40-hour length superhero game that you didn't play because you're not a gamer. You're just a movie person. Like, it's just too ambitious, and it's ambition that's just misguided, if you ask me. Yeah,
they need to roll him in. It's like how any of the executives on both sides of Marvel and DC just said, these are your 3. If you don't get these 3 right, you're gone. And then that's it. Like, oh, well, I want to do that. No. These are your 3 big characters. That's it. If you can't do a home run on each one of these, you're gone. Because like that's it. Once you set that up, you're good. But like, yeah, I think he was in trouble anyway with Spider-Man, the reception that got, and then Spider-Girl, Supergirl, Supergirl. Yeah, that nobody liked it. Nobody went. Well, not nobody liked it. Just nobody bothered to go and watch it. To even like it wasn't even like it made a lot of money and then people hated it. Just nobody went to go and see it in that opening weekend.
And it seems to just be very like I've seen some people say that they hated it and it was awful, but I've seen a lot of people just be like, it's just meh. It's whatever. It's eating a flavorless meal. It's it fills you, I guess. It's technically food, but it doesn't taste good. And it doesn't even taste bad enough to complain to the heavens that it tasted awful. It's just that even worse spot of utter mediocrity. That's like, what the hell was the point of that?
I wonder if they put some of these.
I haven't seen it.
AI
So fairness.
It's just they go like the prompt is, we got a script. Can you tone it down so everybody's gonna like it?
Well,
and
that's
like once you do that, you've just gone bland. Now there are points of it. You do Ryan Johnson.
Dumb it down. Did you say dumb it down or tone it down?
Yeah, and you just you go Ryan Johnson's way where you just want to piss off 50% of your audience. But you got like other ones. Look, everybody over 60, I don't give a shit about. Like let's make and it's just like, have they just gone too much squeezing it out? So just like I'm watching a movie. Oh, I ended it. And
just going through the motions.
I watched the movie. What happened?
Mm-hmm.
I just watched something. That's all I can tell you. And yeah, that felt the same for me with Superman. It's just like, yeah, I get what you're trying to do. It's just meh.
Right.
Meh. Next, meh. And then, yeah, you're just trying, oh, look. Again, like, is it gun going? People like dogs. Yay. We're part of dogging. It worked for John Wick. Yay. Like that. Mm-hmm. It's just that thing. It's just a bit odd,
Well, and that's the thing is, the funny thing about it is, if I recall, feel free to fact check me, but if I recall, I'm pretty sure James Gunn said something to the effect of like, the reason he wanted to make this Supergirl movie was because he thought the script was so amazing. And it's like, again, I haven't seen it. I'll have to make my judgment when I do. But even people who aren't crushing it are just saying it was mediocre. So like, how did you find that script to be amazing? Like, it doesn't seem like it's equating. And not for nothing, he's at this point, again, he's got 2 movies out now. Let's just ignore the series for a second because Peacemaker, I think, just sucks as a show. I didn't even really like the first season, to be honest. The second season is part of this new version of his universe. The first one's part of the Snyderverse. So regardless of the fact that I just didn't really care for that, I didn't care for the first season, don't care for the second one. And we'll put Creature Commandos in its own thing because, again, who cares? Let's just look at the movies. You've got a Superman movie that didn't do very well financially. I don't know if it made a profit or not. I'd have to check. But if it did, it was maybe just barely. I don't think it did particularly well. Supergirl definitely didn't do very well. I believe it's already on streaming. I think it did the 30-day, streaming thing. In the UK. So like, that didn't do very well at all. Now you've got Clayface coming out that I just don't think it's going to drive people to the theater type of movie. It could be good, but being good, like you can be good and still lose a game. You can be good and still lose the World Series, or a good team and still lose the Super Bowl or the World Cup, whatever it is. Like something can be good and still lose. So Clayface could very well be good and it could still lose money and not do well for them. And then you're looking at a second Superman movie. Dude, if you fail on that movie, it's got to be done. How thick can the ice be? It's got to be getting thinner and thinner under his feet, where the executive is going to be like, dude, you've now failed on 2 Superman movies and 2 smaller spin-off movies. We can't keep doing this. It's not viable. It's not sustainable.
That's it. Yeah. It's weird. Like, do you have just like, I don't get like, you can get visions, and I kind of what you want to do, and I always go back to George Lucas is when he had in the original one people going, stop, think about what you're doing, like that, because you're going outside, you're doing too much, like rowl it in, because sometimes less is more, and you hear it from chefs, less is more on the plate, like that, get your ingredients right, and it's just sometimes like they just go, oh, I just want to do everything at once, let's do it, and get really excited, like there's nobody go, stop what you're doing. Look, your script needs A, B, and C. Not, your tick boxes, but this is what it needs, like with character building. And then develop that character. And it's just like, now they just do everything. And it like, even Superman, I think it still had too many characters in it. Like, you know, like the
It didn't need to be all that.
yeah. No, just have like a couple of them like that. Well, I need to see Superman. I don't need to see all the other ones. What's one of them's getting one of them?
Mr. Terrific, I think, is going to be getting a
he's
show.
getting his own show.
Which,
Like,
again, was he a good character in the movie? I thought so. Sure, it was enjoyable. I liked his scenes, but to get your own show, like, again, and it's not anything against the character getting its own show. It's just now, this early, this is what you're focusing on. Mr. Terrific getting a show.
Girl. Ugh.
Yeah, it's like, I don't, again, nothing against, I think the actor does a good job in the role, and I actually enjoyed the role very much in the film. It's just, that's what you don't have a Batman. You don't have a Wonder Woman, a Flash. You have Green Lanterns that don't look like they're going to be part of a good show. I'll hold reserved my judgment till I see it, but I don't think it looks particularly good personally. No. But again, you don't have your pillar characters. Why are we focusing on Clay? There goes my dog. I think my wife just got home.
Your dog agrees.
Why are we focusing on Clayface in a Mr. Terrific spinoff and Supergirl? Like, again, keep it simple. Reel it in and keep it simple.
I hate Green Lanterns. I think I hated the comic, and I don't like. Well, nobody gets it, and I just don't like it. I really don't like it. I think they can be too OP.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I'm just like, how can you like? They are always going to be overpowerful. So how can you tone it down? And I'm like, you can't, because they always are. So
well, that's when you have to start introducing the yellow, all the other colored lanterns and all that. I do like the Green Lanterns, and it's not my favorite heroes or stories, but I do like them. So we'll see. But the show it doesn't even look like Green Lanterns to me. It looks like a weird, Midwest, small town America, out in the country, kind of buddy cop wannabe Men in Black thing. Like, I don't know what it's trying to be, but it just doesn't seem like it's Green Lanterns.
No, it's a bit of an odd character, but we're going to see. I think there's going to be some big money losing. I think Doomsday is going to make loads of money. I think that's going to be over. I wouldn't be surprised if that's getting near 2 billion. I just think that's going to have the hype.
I think it ends up topping whatever this Spider-Man does.
Yeah, I think it is. It's just got too many people who in it to not get people to go and see it just in case they're going to miss out. It's that the old saying, isn't it? Like, what's it called? Oh, Sandy, what's it called?
What's
you don't want to miss out.
FOMO?
FOMO, that's it. FOMO.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not up to the kid speak.
Oh, come on. But I think that's going to be it. I think people are just going to see it just to make sure they don't get, oh shit, there's going to be the big spoiler. There's going to be
it's still going to have to at least be decent, though.
That will be pissed. Imagine it was shit.
Well, that's the thing is, like, if you come out week 1 and everybody's super excited to see this, and you have a monster weekend like Spider-Man just did, except the word coming out of the theater afterwards is that was total shit, then regardless, people aren't going to have the fear of missing out. So, like, it still has to at least be good enough that there's debate whether it was good or not. You know what I mean? Like, if something's objectively crap and everybody just says it was crap, then it's not going to. But if it at least is good enough that there's two sides to the argument, one side saying it's crap, one side saying it's not, that curiosity might still be there for people to go see it and see it for themselves.
I think the Avengers, as it is, I'm going to still call it because it's still in that bracket. I think that's got what Star Wars used to have. Is if you liked it, you go again. You don't wait them whatever how many weeks it is, 6 weeks or whatever, to wait to things. I think you will go and see it again. So I think it's got to be a home run for them. It has to be, because this is what they're doing. But yeah, it's I look forward to it. That's it. And I look forward to see how Spider-Man. I like
just to see how they play it out.
I like going and see Toy Story 5, even though it was a bit like I probably want to see that. And you know what? I found a good cinema, and that's it. So we probably go and see. I might try and I might watch Pressure, and I want to see that Andrew Garfield one, Uprising, and then that Wolf one. That is in December.
Oh, I meant to send you guys the trailer for the Anthony Bourdain movie too, because I think that's coming out soon too. That's another one I really want to see. Okay. I just want more reasons to go to the theater. I love watching movies in the theater. So it's just great. I don't like movies to be bad. I don't like that Marvel's sucked. I don't like that DC kind of sucks. Like, I loved the days of what movie's coming out this month or when can't wait to go see it, regardless of just those big blockbusters too, just in general, good movies all the time to go and see. But there was something that was really fun about getting the group of friends together that liked those movies to go see it, and then go see it twice or 2 or 3 times because it was that good and we enjoyed it that much. Like, I just want that back. I
You
don't think
just
I'm
want to get
asking for
another
that
icy,
much.
haven't you? You're getting a sugar come down.
Oh
You
yeah,
had the
icy
That's it.
popcorn, some kind of sugary candy to go with it. Sometimes it's Sour
Jane
Patch
had
Kids,
the went
sometimes
there,
chocolate.
And it's the first. She had some. They did these nachos with this like. It's American cheese. It's
The fake
disgusting.
cheese, the fake
Oh,
stuff's
mate, it
the
was
good
warm.
stuff.
It's
The
terrible.
fake cheese,
It
fake
was
butter.
terrible. She went, have this, and I was like, what is that? She went, it's really nice, and I was like, that's not cheese. Don't know what.
I like
it's
nachos
definitely
when
not
I go to the
cheese.
theater.
It's
Oh,
like,
she was I always think about getting a hot dog, and I'm like, but how long have they been sitting there? You know, because they're on that row thing, and I'm like, oh, I do like a dirty hot dog. Things like that. But I'm like, oh, but how
Okay,
long?
so I was driving back from Philly yesterday, and I always pass on Columbus Avenue. Those from Philadelphia are going to know what I'm talking about. On Columbus Avenue, where the old immigration piers used to be, is just this little shack, and it's called Shank's. And you see a big sign, and it says Shank's world famous ribs and whatever, cheesesteaks and whatever. And I had parked there to do a little walk, and it was so freaking hot, and I was so tired. And I saw it had a Pepsi sign. So I was like, okay, I don't want a cheesesteak. I don't want ribs. I walk over there, and, they had hot dogs. I was like, I haven't had a hot dog in years. I don't know. Yeah, I'll have a hot dog. They're like, do you want your bun sesame bun or a regular bun? I was like, oh, sesame, please. And would you like it toasted? Yeah, why not? And I got, onion, sauerkraut, and mustard. Best hot dog I've ever had in my life. And it wasn't just because I was hungry, but Shank's in Philadelphia. Oh my gosh.
I do like them really.
It was a
Is it a
good
proper
all beef
Frankfurter?
hot
Is it?
dog. Yes,
Oh,
it was
okay.
a good one. And it was grilled. Oh my God, it was so good. And with the onions and sauerkraut and mustard, I was going full German with my Wurst and my sauerkraut. It was so good.
Well, there you go. Maybe next time then I will go and get a hot dog and freak Jade out because
I
she
think you should
hates
get a
them.
hot dog.
She hates them. That she calls them fake. I'm like, what? They're not fake meat, and like that. So yeah, she hates them. But I'm like, yeah,
No,
she
they're
had
just
the
scraps. They're just
nacho-
scraps
it's
of
just
everything.
gross
Yeah.
scraps.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
just
don't
like everything.
don't care for pork hot dogs. I usually only do the all beef. Just 'cause, one, I think the taste is better. Two, I do get a
Yeah.
little grossed up myself at the mystery pork surprise that is
Yeah.
in those casings. So I do personally go all beef, but I'd like a good hot dog. Can't complain there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's it. I don't have onion though. Just mustard and ketchup. That's what I do.
Yeah,
Ah,
same
so
here.
Really like-
Or I'll do a
That's
chili
so
dog. I do like a good chili dog.
Yeah,
That's
we don't
fun
get
too.
chili dogs over here, so
Oh,
that's it.
I
yeah.
haven't had
Common
one of
dog.
those
Oh,
in a
that's
while
phenomenal.
either.
There you go. But there you go. Hopefully it got you all tasty. What are you having for dinner tonight?
I am
Me too.
starving. I
There's
have
a
not
pizza
eaten a
waiting
thing
for
all
me.
day.
It's already
Oh, I had a
here.
pizza earlier. There you go. So, what
I
you having
actually-
today?
Brought home a pizza.
I was gonna
What-
say
what-
I
what
actually
pizza? What
did have a
flavour?
hot. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Sandy, what flavor?
Oh, so
What is it?
because he asked, I was able to order my well baked, because Lido's sometimes underbaked. So well baked with, I'm so sorry, James, mushroom and
Oh
jalapeno pepper.
Is that
Mushroom
mushroom?
and
You had a
jalapeno.
mushroom and jalapeno. That's it.
Yeah.
And what is it? Thing, Chicago, whatever.
Lido's is
crusty.
very thin, square pizza baked in a brick oven.
Mm.
Ooh, nice. Set for the mushroom. Just jalapenos and mushrooms. Very
Well,
good.
and cheese and sauce, but
yeah. That's
over here,
that's a
cheese and
pizza.
sauce is normal. Yeah, I don't like the overloaded pizzas. Like my kids will
No.
get everything in the kitchen sink, and my husband, God bless him, he does the barbecue chicken with ranch on a pizza. Oh,
Oh,
yucky.
ranch
So the
sauce
ranch is
disgusting.
where you lose me. I would.
Yeah.
I do like some specialty. I do agree. I think keeping pizza simple is better a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But I do like some like a buffalo chicken pizza. Oh my god, it's unbelievable. And I do like a barbecue
Buffalo-
one,
oh, no, no.
but it's not
I like it
without
when
the
they-
ranch.
Do you barbecue when they replace the tomato with barbecue?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
when
what
they
he
the
gets.
sauce
Yeah.
replacement. I like it both
So
ways. I
good.
like even with the buffalo. I actually prefer buffalo chicken pizza when they keep the marinara sauce, the pizza sauce on it. But I have had it without that substituted with the buffalo. And same for barbecue. I do think the barbecue goes over better when you do remove the pizza sauce, though.
I had today one pepperoni, smoked pork sausage, like all over it, and then chili, just fresh chili. That was it. That was mine.
I've
Really
eaten-
thin crust.
I've eaten nothing today except a boiled hot dog from the golf course this morning at like 8 a.m. at the turn because I was just so hungry. I needed to eat something, and I haven't eaten since. So I cannot wait to eat something after this.
Oh yeah.
What are you having then, except for the floor pizza? Yeah, that's a game. Can't beat the floor pizza. What are you having then, Jay? What are you having?
I have no idea. At this point, I'd eat my own shoe if it was cooked well enough. I got to go figure it out. I have no idea yet.
Chili con carne. There we go.
Okay.
Nice.
I don't know
That
why.
sounds great.
There we go. I do a wicked one. I do a proper old.
bet you do.
I know if I do it, I have to do it with proper old style. I have my brew coffee. If I know I'm going to do it in a few days, I leave the coffee out there stale, so it goes really like on its things, and you cook it in the meat. It's the best way to do it.
Really?
Coffee and
Interesting.
Yeah. Just have like a proper grind coffee.
Yeah.
Pour it in a thing, and then leave like that much water, and then just leave it for like a
No
couple
idea.
of days, and then cook the beef mince in that with like jalapenos and stuff, and then your cumin and everything else. But if you leave it with a lot of coffee, it just, I don't know why, just turns it into like really good. And then the little trick right at the end before you're going to serve, 30 minutes after you've been leaving it for like 5-6 hours, add some full fat milk. Not a lot, but just a little
You're
splash.
kidding.
And it just literally, you
Interesting.
think it's weird, and it just like changes it, like makes it really meaty. But you have to leave it like the last 30 minutes. Really weird. But there you go. There's my little tip for the day. But
Cooking
my chilies
with James.
are good. But yeah, I need to do that. I'm like, ooh, that's it. My kitchen's too tiny for me to live stream. Otherwise, I would do. You have like that stasis cooking.
I bet you those streams would do well.
I probably would do. It's like that. But I'm very much person. I don't write a recipe. I'm like, what's in the fridge?
Yeah,
Jade will go there and go. She goes, there is nothing to eat. Ugh. And I go in and go, we got a banquet tonight. And I just come. She's like, oh, how did you make that? And like everything that was in the fridge. So yeah, I'm one of
that's
those.
good.
That comes down. That's been in the military of like, what have we got? Like that.
Use what you
Just go,
have.
You can
Yeah.
have that, and you just literally you use what you have. Except for you always manage to get everybody Tabasco sauce, because there's some dishes you just smash that stuff on. It just like, because it's that bad.
Because
You
it's
just like,
that bad. It's the only thing that will
that
cover
bad.
the flavor.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like carbonara, the packets of carbonara, you had to feed each other. It's that bad, that vile. It's hold each other's nose and then spoon feed each other with loads of Tabasco
Oh
sauce.
lordy.
Even then, you having to cover the person's mouth because you want to vomit straight away. It's literally, you have to get it down you because that's all you got to eat. And it's like that. And everybody's like, just let me eat the boiled sweets. And you're like, no, you have to eat this. You're like, and it's the worst ever thing ever. And like the Americans have it as well. It's literally, and it just tastes like sick. That's all I can do. It's like, like if you've had a bad night, you've had pasta, got like when you were teen, you had
stop.
you had pasta and cheese, vomited on the floor because you were that drunk, and then somebody went, "You can have that tomorrow."
Okay, I'm done.
God. Gross.
You go, no, you don't want to eat. But everybody, I hope you want to.
On that note,
tonight.
Yeah, seriously.
Go have dinner,
would
everyone.
laugh. Oh, Jay, if your missus is making, what we got tonight? Chicken carbonara. You're like,
Nope.
takeaway.
I'll order a pizza.
There we go. But guys, watch out for. I will notify everybody on social and other means to
Yes.
see when
Yeah,
the
yes.
next one is. But everybody, have a great rest of the weekend. I'm going to try and get rid of this throat. Look after my kid. I haven't got a notification that he's unwell
good.
still. So we're fingers crossed. That was just a moment of too much. I don't know. Cake
Aw.
or something, I don't know. But everybody, have a great rest of the weekend. But before we go, Sandy, what you got coming up?
Nothing.
Nothing.
If I live stream
Nothing.
tomorrow, it'll be a miracle.
Nothing.
I am so behind in everything I need
Live
to do.
stream of eating your pizza. There we go.
Yeah. Nope. I'm going to really try to just stay put for a couple
Okay.
days and catch up on 100,000 things that are going on.
Jay.
A couple videos on the way out. I'm going to watch the new animated Avatar movie that came out actually last Friday. I just haven't had the time to see it yet, so I'm going to
yes, you
watch that,
said that.
review it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm
heard that,
actually
yeah.
really excited to get some time this weekend to watch it. So that should be coming out within the next week. Also, Spider-Man 1, hopefully if I can get some tickets, because, man, it is sold out. And then a couple video game ones I want to do as well. So a few videos kind of in the pipeline on their way to being made.
Nice. I haven't got a clue. I haven't got a clue. And I said, oh, there we go. Oh, There we go. Somebody, I'm gonna send you over, guys, to another film club. They're doing Demolition Man. We've done
Oh,
that
nice.
before.
There you go.
There you go.
Awesome.
Everybody, say hello. But yeah, have a great one. I don't know what I'm doing. It will happen when it happen. When my voice gets really back.
Yeah,
when I'm
feel
not-
better.
Yeah, well, I feel good. It's just it's here. I don't know why. So
Yeah.
I'm
that's not
normal,
good.
but not normal. But that's it. But everybody, have a great one. Enjoy a little raid for Demolition Man. And we will see you in the next film club. For now, bye-bye.